All right. And we are live. The last word with Lord Cognito and Ebontis, fresh on that Friday campfire vibe. Kind of feel like we got something special going on today. What's going on today, man?
Yeah, if you guys are catching this on audio, make sure you guys catch the video because we're going to be talking with an awesome artist today, and the backgrounds are going to be all from him. So, Cognito, back to you. Let's bring this man in the only way we know how. See if we can make him blush.
You already know. Welcome to The Last Word, episode number 117. And it's another glorious Friday. We're back in front of the campfire for some more looter shooter discussion. I'm extremely excited about our special guest, so we're going to get right into it. I want to introduce a Lord who is not only proficient in the world of digital artistry, but with his smooth teaching style and versatile creations truly merged the law of destiny with an amazing visual aesthetic. Introducing the digital artist / creator and host of the Gammatrap YouTube and Twitch channels, the Dark Knight himself, Glasses Inquirer on stream. And when that starting soon intro hit, you already know you're in the trap house. Live from Ebontis state of Texas, and kind enough to make his debut at the campfire of The Last Word, my man, Lord Gammatrap. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. You guys are. I don't know how you guys hit this level of intro every single time with every person. Every single one I've seen, it's always been like, bam, bam, bam.
He lines them up. He gives them the 2-hit combo. Leans, ducks, back, da da da.
Gotta lace them up. Nice, man. We gotta get you right by the campfire. We gotta treat you right, man. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. And when you said the trap house thing, and just for those who are unaware, there's another term for that. But yes. I thought it was funny as hell because I've been trying to make that a clan for the longest time.
Oh, that is so fire if you got your clan named the Trap House.
That'd be funny as hell.
That'd be awesome. Be way too fitting.
What is going on, man? Long overdue. Good to have you back. Actually, for the first time, your debut. But what you been playing and stuff like that? And I'll let you take over because I got 1,000 questions.
I know. Yeah, we got to get to know this man first, obviously. Yes. But I just gotta, in case people don't know, I got the little bit behind your name, but I was like, I want more people to know where the name Gammatrap comes from because they might not know, they may have some idea, but let the world know where'd the name come from first. I just thought it was kind of a cool little story.
Well, let me see. Turn this light down a bit. It came from, I was 11 and I liked to draw and I was horrible at it. And I made a little comic book, and main character's name was Gammatrap because he would make little ambush things because he would trap space pirates in an asteroid belt and with these little gamma bombs. And
this sounds like they ruined his effigy. I was just visualizing it. I was like this little ball in the gamma. Continue. I'm sorry.
Continue. Maybe I should actually play the game to get that gun.
There you go.
Still don't have it yet. Well, eventually you'll get there. So
yeah, you'll love it. It actually conceptually kind of fits what you described. It literally fits what you described.
It basically collapses people into this little void orb as you kill them.
I mean, I know what the gun does.
Continue,
man. Anyway, but that's pretty much it. And honestly, the name Gammatrap before that came from because again I was 11, not very creative because I was 11. The Incredibles had this bonus feature where it showed you other superheroes in the area, which is why it made me have the idea of doing a superhero thing in the first place. And one of those characters' name was Gamma Jack, who could shoot laser beams. And I was like, that's not as cool as, in my opinion. So being 11,
you're like,
I wasn't too worried about IP infringement at all.
You really worried about that?
No. Hey, come on, you guys are totally different. You guys could exist in the same space.
Exactly.
No problem. We got it, Trap and Jack. It's all good, man. No doubt. So one thing, like I said, one thing that I noticed about you is that I thought is real cool, besides, your artistry and stuff, is that you actually teach. Like most people, I would say, I call it give it game. Like you actually, people who inspire to kind of get in, you feel like what inspired you to kind of go that route with that part of your content creation and just showing people, how to do things.
Money.
What I did.
Wow. What's up, Apple? How you doing over there?
Look, hey.
Throws money at screen.
No. It's
My phone just stopped
I have
working.
this.
Sorry.
What was that?
Bad joke. Anyway, continue.
Oh.
Continue.
I've always had this philosophy that the whole rising tides lift all boats kind of thing. So a lot of the people that actually watch my tutorials and partake in any of that
Mhm.
are people that are kind of in my little zone, my little sphere of other creators and stuff.
Mhm.
So if I teach them what I know at the moment and what I've
Right.
figured out,
Right.
then we'll all sort of kind of rise together, sort of
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
so I try and give this information out to people who could like help me get better.
That's cool. That's cool. Respect it. Respect it. Yeah, because like I said, I guess I don't see that often, or maybe I don't know in your field. Like I said, it's something I don't see a lot. But I always thought that was cool. And checking out your work, I was like, wow, that's cool. You're actually telling people how to color stuff in, how to use the digital artistry and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty dope. So I got more stuff. You better keep it coming, man.
No, you're good.
I got them lined up.
No, I kind of want to ask you. I know you said just kind of your history in the world of like, obviously, been into all this type of stuff since you were like 11 or younger, gaming, things like that. And I know you mentioned a couple games that have like really cool stories, like Halo and Spyro and stuff like that. And kind of curious, as like story is one of those important pieces to you. Is that one of those things? Is that the bigger piece that hooked you into Destiny, or was it the gameplay like Halo first? Which one caught you first? Being granted, Destiny.
Of Destiny, it was
Yeah.
definitely the story.
Okay.
I didn't play Destiny until I've already watched almost all the lore videos of like Sir Wallen. I watched a bunch of Myelin and stuff, and I saw a couple of Bife, but like earlier on, I don't know when he started, but he wasn't as prevalent at the moment as like Sir Wallen was like the lore guy,
Yeah.
and then
Exactly.
Myelin was there. But like
Mhm.
anyway, so I knew the story.
Right.
Like I knew almost everything about like all this like sorrow and Book of Sorrow
Mhm.
stuff, and like
Yep.
all the I'm getting a little tongue tied here, but like the story of Destiny was so huge,
Mhm.
and there was just such a huge access of the Grimoire cards back on that website.
Yes.
Like knowing the story going in,
Mhm.
I didn't see what everyone was complaining about.
You're like, Destiny 1
"That's
has an
great."
amazing story. This is awesome, right?
Yeah, because I knew the whole because my experience was enriched,
Right.
before I even shot a gun at all.
Mm.
So because I knew, like, I'd walk in, I'd go to locations, I'd see this stuff, and I'd be like, "Oh, wait, hang on," like
Mhm.
immediately. And like I was at GameStop
Mhm.
getting the game and getting like an external hard drive for my Xbox. Um, and like I was like Destiny, because Taken King just came out, and I
Right.
put that on the table. And like one of the other people that are there, I think it was like someone who worked there, was like,
Mhm.
I mean, you don't. I'm just gonna let you know, you can totally get this. And I think it's gonna be. I think you have a great time for a little while, but like I beat the thing in an hour, and I just returned it.
Oh,
And I was like, okay,
trying to give you that regret
Wow.
purchase.
Damn, GameStop.
Trying to set you up.
Harsh.
yeah, yeah. So I was like, okay, I mean, I'll try it. If I don't like it, I'll return it. And he's like, okay, yeah.
Mhm.
I had never returned it.
That's it's so funny you said that because from as a Destiny fan, it's kind of the same thing. Like a lot of us realize there is so much lore there, but at the time, everything was buried in the grimoire. And the running joke from fanboys was like, Destiny has no story. Like, why would you even play
Exactly.
that? You know what I'm saying? So it's funny to hear you say that because that is actually a good point about Destiny. Like, if you actually pay attention, you do your research, and again, that was just the issue. Just everything was buried in the grimoire, but it was amazing, amazing stories, man.
I
Really.
think it was, yeah, I think it was the same issue because
Mhm.
they were highly inspired by From Software's work with Dark Souls and Demon Souls and stuff. So
Mhm.
that was an extraordinarily visual storytelling of everything.
Yeah.
Everywhere you went within those games, you would see like, oh, there's a person that's an enemy that's just like those enemies, but this one has a strange, backpack, and just every little detail is just scattered throughout the game.
Mhm.
And so they wanted to put information in the item descriptions in basic stuff, but like the resources I think at the time they had, they just couldn't
Couldn't do it.
accomplish the same.
Yeah.
But it had a wider appeal than the Dark Souls games at the time. So
Mm.
it was like it attracted the Halo players. And even if those players like played Dark Souls, they probably picked it up, put it right back down because it just wasn't their cup of tea. So when
Gotcha.
they got to Destiny, they were like, "Oh, that's a cool gunplay, but I mean, there's nothing here. I'm used to Halo storytelling,
Mhm.
where it's a roller coaster, and because it's an online multiplayer game, the roller coasters don't exactly work the same way."
True. Actually,
No.
that's kind of what I was going to actually ask. Is there, as story is such a big thing, and obviously your appreciation for it is on a different level from most, Is there a balance from what you could guess what their resources are besides what they do now? I mean, they've got the books that come in the game. Would you like to see? Because I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima, and they'll do like they have 4 like legendary things that you can go through, and they do these kind of like not storyboard, but kind of like animated
those are
storyboard.
fire.
And I've seen,
I know what you're
and just
talking
kind
about.
of a way to do like, hey, give a little description, like couple concept art pieces, and talk over it with something. Would you like to see some of that, or is that more of the? Is that too much? Do you think just in your face?
No,
for this?
I would love to see it.
Okay.
I mean, more story is always good in my opinion.
Right.
Resources wise, it's not that difficult. Like to accomplish. Like I could by myself. I could make something like that in about a month.
Okay.
Per story thing.
Yeah.
No doubt.
If that was my only project, if that's what I was doing, boom, 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 I can make 1 a month. You know. But it does require like a bit of work, and I want them. Everyone's always like, Bungie, fix your game, you know, getting all salty and freaking, you know, Reddit about it all.
Oh God.
And and so I mean they're constantly torn. Their resources go towards fixing the balance and making it more fun for people who don't really care about the story, or do they want to add the story? So it's this weird fight. A lot of people, it's gonna be weird. Okay, a lot of people are like torn between fixing the gunplay because they don't care about story, versus adding story because they don't care too much about PvP and gunplay and balance and sandbox and stuff. And then there's also the people who are like, yeah, just go full MMO. Just give us like, just give us those quality of life things like trading and like crafting your own stuff that you can use in a raid, or just like World of Warcraft stuff. So I don't know, their resources are stretched pretty thin if they're trying to accomplish a little bit of all that.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. Definitely a community. We're a bit demanding, and we have a lot of different groups that yell for specific things. I would agree.
Yeah,
would agree with that.
It's hard to balance them all, but overall, they do a decent job at trying to. They do a decent job, but that's kind of the thing is like if you want to go focus on one thing, it's hard for them. They're a jack of all trades. Hard to be a master of all at that point.
Yeah,
true.
Hold on, I gotta get at Tram to talk about scrap PvP. Watch your mouth. Anyway, moving on.
I'm of a weird view on that one, actually.
We must hear.
Yeah, but you was doing good. You was doing good. Careful.
Okay. I know this will never happen. But what I would love to see is if they actually separated PvP from the game. Not in a bad way. I want them to be still kind of connected. But and it's gonna go along with what I want for the vault, by the way, the DCV.
You gonna PvP? We gonna vault my P? Okay.
No. I want the PvP to be playable at all times. Free to play, same as it's going right now. But I want it to be like almost a separate game.
Like
sort of like
disc.
not say disc, but like imagine Titanfall and Apex. They're the same universe, the same things going on. Apex is free to play, and we can just jump in, play your stuff, but it's a BR. It's not like it's a arena kind of thing, right? And then Titanfall, it's got PvP, it's got its own thing, but it's not Apex, you know?
Right.
Same guns, same world, same story, a lot of the same characters. It's just different shit.
So logistics is from a balance standpoint, so it would be separate in that way. What's your goal? Yes. Okay, that's why I want to see where you're going with it.
I would love to see the PvP be as balanced and competitive as possible. I don't want to swear too much. Balanced and competitive as possible, meaning that no random rolls.
The fixed loadout.
Everyone gets the same stuff.
Gotcha. Okay, I see where you're going.
Supers, keep the abilities, keep it Destiny, but you know, balance.
More balance. Right.
Yes, and only so many guns. So many autos, so many pulses, so many hand cannons. Everyone has access to it. You can change it up in the menu screen before you go in.
Okay.
And you earn aesthetic rewards and stuff that you do in the main game of Destiny would link back and give you extra aesthetic rewards in the PvP mode. Maybe, I don't know. You know, it'd be interesting. I'd love to see it, but it practically will never happen.
Fair enough.
Their whole mentality of like taking this gun that I earned over here in the raid, I want it to feel the exact same way in PvP, and I was like, then you have to and that's the issue we've had it's felt like this year when you go into Garden of Salvation, I'm like, these raid weapons like don't feel hardly any different than like the hand cannon from a public event or from Gambit or from and just the in-game rewards and stuff like that on both sides. I definitely would love to see them be able to make a bit more game-breaking PvE weapons that don't mess with PvP.
Yeah. And it's like I a lot of my friends, a lot of your friends and stuff are all like hardcore PvP sweats. Like that's their thing. Professionally, they stream that every day, and that's their livelihood. And they have a great time doing it, or they hate love doing it. But like, if we can actually like give those people a chance to like have real competitions,
Right.
you know, like that'd be nice in my opinion.
I feel where you're going with it. I see where you're going with it. All right. Got a little disagreement there, but I see the vision. It's all good, man. It's all good. But what I was asking you is obviously, coming across your work, one of the things that's cool is obviously we talked about the lore, the merging of that and stuff like that, your attraction to it. But then obviously most people associate you, at least where I came across you was actually Myelin and seeing that thing go together. So like tell me about that collaboration, you guys linking up, work with him. And then first of all, salute. That's Zavala the Betrayer y'all just dropped.
Oh yeah, you like that?
Dude.
Fire. Y'all blew my mind. First from a lore perspective, that all that time I thought y'all it was Shaxx that was getting influenced. And now I'm seeing Zavala. So I'm all intrigued by this, that I saw your art, the demons going on, and fire. So let's talk about that and obviously the Myelin connection.
About the whole, you think it's Shaxx, like that's kind of like I think was it the red herring.
Yeah.
That Omkar skull is next to Shaxx. It's looking right at Zavala's office.
Yes. Yes.
It's a weird thing, but so the mashup happened years ago back in Rise of Iron, right? Okay. So I've been playing Destiny for an expansion because I got there like mid-taking game.
Gotcha.
And I was practicing artwork because I was bad at it. And
salute to that.
He's like random. We got distracted. Thought just throws him up. Don't worry. At some point, I'll be doing push-ups later. You'll just have to deal with it. Yeah.
Make him do a lot of stuff. So pay he don't mind. He gonna be getting into it.
All right. So I was
Mashup Rise of Iron. You were saying?
Yeah. So I made this piece of mountains and snow and kind of like busted up cars and stuff. And it was it's a technique called photo bashing. And that's what I was practicing.
Okay.
And photo bashing is a technique that is used by industry professionals, concept artists, and illustrators in the actual game industry, where you take actual photos of real things and you paint over them as well. And you combine these different photos and elements and 3D modeling, like from like Maya or Blender or stuff like that, and they combine like it's a huge mashup of all these other things to create this very fleshed out piece.
Gotcha.
Right. So it's like a multimedia thing. So I was practicing that, and I put it on Twitter, and I tagged Sir Wallen and Myelin. I was like, "Hey guys, what do you think? Just curious at all, right? Because Rise of Iron was going on at the time, and Myelin was like, "Can I use that?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. If you need anything else, just let me know." He's like, "All right, cool." And so the next week he emailed me back and he's like, "Hey, I can't find a picture of this. Would you be interested in drawing that?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I drew that. If you need anything else, let me know. All right, cool. Next week, hey, and it just continued immediately after that.
Nice.
Just every single. And I was happy about it. He didn't pay me for like a solid year and a half. I wouldn't take any money. He wanted to pay me, but I wouldn't let him.
Oh wow!
Because I was using that as like a vehicle to practice. Because he was giving me new assignments and stuff every
I got homework
week
to do. Okay, let's buckle down here. I got the assignment due tomorrow.
Yeah, I was like, I'm bad at this. I'm not anywhere near where I want to be. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna,
nice.
Hit me. Let me know. He was like, all right, cool.
And that's what's up, man. That is cool. That's a cool collaboration. So then you just kind of kept building with it. Now you've been hard on yourself, like you're saying, like you weren't good. Like a lot of your early stuff still fire, man. Like so, like what do you consider like you making a step, improving on that journey while you're working with him?
Well, seeing as I've been teaching this stuff for a while, I can spot it and demonstrate it pretty good now at this point. But every little step of improvement is very, very small, right?
Okay.
So, for example, if I don't think I'm good with postures or like posing of anything, right? what I'll do for every piece
Mhm.
is if I think I'm not good at something at the moment, I
Mhm.
need to do 50% something I am good at, and 50% of the piece I will do that I'm not. It's like
Gotcha.
one piece,
Gotcha.
half it's gonna be something I'm pretty good at, and half it's gonna be something I'm not good at,
Gotcha.
roughly.
Mhm.
So I try and make sure that every little thing still looks good, but helps me improve just a little bit.
Okay. Almost like
Um,
a self-imposed challenge in a way. Mhm.
yeah, exactly. Every little piece is a little challenge. So
Gotcha.
if you're not good at textures, or if you want to work on textures, you got to find an excuse to put that into the piece. And because I'm just gonna call him Matt because I've always called him Matt. Myelin.
Yes. Met him.
Because what was that?
No, I met him. He's a cool dude.
Okay, because um he's always have like free range. We've experimented on the best ways to make the most accurate or useful visualization of the lore
Mhm.
for the video to make help it like be a vehicle for the people to then like okay. I've always explained it like this. My artwork for the lore videos are like I built the car, the little
Mhm.
cart that then goes onto the tracks for the roller coaster.
Fair.
He lays down the tracks. I built the
Gotcha.
car,
Fair enough.
right? So
Analogy.
yeah, in the beginning of every little video of ours, it has the work that
Mhm.
sets the tone, and then he takes us through the little story, right?
Mhm.
So he's like at this point, he's like, "Hey, this next video is going to be about Zavala
Mhm.
being up in his feelings,
Mhm.
and he's going to be he's not necessarily a good guy at the moment, and he's not looking to be a good guy in the future. Uh,
Gotcha.
so yeah, so he'll give me like just a little bit of information,
Mhm.
as little as he can.
Okay.
If I have questions,
Mhm.
like okay, so
Yeah.
and that
He's
stuff, I'm like,
almost
all right,
asking for your interpretation without giving
Yeah.
you all the guidance to be like, all right, I want to see where your artist brain takes this, and he's going to tell a story about
exactly.
it. That's
It's kind
really
of
cool.
dope. So
We've tried it the other way around. We've tried it
mm,
like, but we've both been yes to this entire thing. Like he's been like, hey, okay, so how about we get so and so doing so and so running around with so and so thing. I'm thinking a cool camera angle like this. I'm like, yeah, we'll try it. And I
yeah.
do it and we post it and it's like, ah. and he's like, all right, well,
Mhm.
I'll
That's the rejection.
I'll
I'll
use it.
go, I'll well, no. Like the video will like kind of like, or people
Sure.
will like in the comments just like blast the artwork, and they'll do it to things that I have complete control over as well.
Mhm.
But we learned that I get more excited
Mhm.
whenever I organically create something from
Mm,
like my own thing, but as well
gotcha.
as like I probably have a better understanding as to what looks good.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And he's like, I'm never gonna like I'm never gonna tell him how to research anything because this
Right.
guy's like almost a PhD.
Facts. 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 That's what's up, man. That's a cool process. Cool process. What you got, E?
I've just been kind of cycling through the artwork and stuff like that. I
Mhm.
know there was a point just following you on Twitter and everything. You said you made a shift in your style.
Oh yeah, I always make shifts in my style.
So, like, can you explain, like, I guess whatever the recent, what couple major shifts in style? What does that mean to you, and what does that kind of entails? Like, how much goes into that? Like, why? Just kind of just like the shift in style, like all that goes into why that happens.
Okay. Well, again with the whole teaching thing, I've always kind of advocated that artists change up as much stuff as possible at all. Not all the time, but like enough, a good bit.
Mhm.
So to get big as an artist nowadays on your own, not really with anything, just you're doing your own thing, right on Instagram or Twitter or any of this other stuff. It's
Mhm.
people consistency is key. So
Right.
if you have a set style and people know it, right,
Mhm.
then you're just gonna blow up like crazy, especially if they enjoy it, right?
Right.
Like there's people with over 1 million followers and stuff on Instagram, and they just draw the same kind of style and stuff just 2 or 3 times a day, and it's
Mhm.
great and it's easy. Um, Problem is
Mhm.
with that, it kind of handicaps you a little bit, in my opinion.
Mm.
So if you want to get like doing a different style, not only helps you learn different techniques, but it also helps you learn or master current information that you have because you're
Right.
coming at it at a different angle just by virtue of doing a different style. So
Right.
if you were good at drawing trees, but now
Mhm.
you started doing charcoal style or painting style or anything like that, then and you work on trees with that drawing knowledge, you just get like 50% better at drawing trees because you're doing it at this different way. So I used to do more photorealistic stuff. And I hated it because everyone just thought it was screenshots.
Gotcha.
And they would just scroll by. And I was like, all right.
And you're like, that's a compliment, but thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Yes. So then, this was like 2-3 years ago or something like that. I switched to a more stylized, like fluid, kind of exaggerated, kind of almost cartoony style.
Yes.
And
I was going to say, I'm going to put one up that shows it, I think, kind of well, that I think Cognito will appreciate.
Oh, hold on.
There you go.
Oh, that I was funny as I got that. You know what's crazy? Me and you, by the way, I got that on my other screen right now because I was going to ask a question about speed paint. Oh, you want? That's my guy. That's my guy. Continue.
That's your boy. I've got that as a metal displayed right on my wall. Ooh. It's nice. Dude, that quality is so amazing. Anyway.
It's like, nothing big deal. Excuse me. Hold on. Oh, man.
Scrape the dirt off the soda right quick. Let's go.
It's tough being amazing. Anyways, continue.
All right, hear this with the
weight on my shoulders is immense. You
wouldn't want it. You would be great at an acceptance speech. Him.
Oh my God.
This one winning an award would be classic. Continue.
So yeah, so that's a thank you, E, by the way. That's a perfect demonstration of what I was talking about. So this is more like League of Legends splash art stuff.
Yes.
Right. I love that style. Love it to death. But I started I started doing this style like 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half. I think maybe a year and a half to 2 years ago. And I got into a point where I could do that. Gotcha. So I mean, I'm not, you're never done, but I've gotten proud enough of it that I'm willing to now move.
Okay. Fair enough. It's an interesting mindset because one would think that people get kind of locked into their zone and maybe their fan base kind of, gets so used to that style. Oh, yeah. Did you get any, just to add on the E's question, did you get any pushback from your base? We don't like that. We want the old stuff. Why are you doing that? Did you get any of that stuff?
No. And I think it's because I'm so surly and intimidating.
Or is it just because you don't give a crap, basically?
It's a little, I know. Here's the thing is I care a lot, an inordinate amount. On Instagram, it is a way that people can show your stuff, your post on their stories, if you're not aware of that, and then you can then reply with your own story, thanking them on your story, showing them I used to do that to the first couple people that would always share my stuff, but I couldn't do it with all of them because there was so many. I didn't want there to just be a constant flow of me just thanking people, showing my own stuff on my story. It'd be ridiculous. Right. But there was someone who was like, "Hey, man, there's a couple people. Why don't you ever show my story, man? I've been following you for 3 years, dude. Do you hate me?" So I stopped showing people's stories. I care. That's gonna haunt me for fucking ever, dude. But anyway, I care a lot what people think. No, I care a lot what people think.
I feel you. No,
but on the same token,
yes,
people kind of, I don't know, man. I think people are kind of worried about talking to me.
Why so?
Well, because I have this tendency, if I don't agree with somebody, to be a little abrasive.
Wow, I know that feeling. Wow, we share that. Yes. He knows that feeling too.
Not respectfully.
Respectfully abrasive.
It's just just either critiques or feedbacks. It's just I don't sugarcoat as well as some or beat around the bush. I'm just this is what you need to work on. Because whether I'm training people at work or whatever it is this is what it is. And I've got feedback later on hey, they said you were talking. It felt like they were getting talked down to. I'm really not what I'm going for. Yeah. I'm just I am so sorry. But it's one of those where I'm just I'm trying to help. I've been doing this for 3 years. You're brand new. Same thing with you as art. It's hey, this is just some feedback I've got. And it's and you just
feedback.
It's and nobody tends to tell me feedback at my work the same way, which is not because I'm an expert, but I guess as I wonder if I give off that same prickly demeanor.
What is it? I call it Grumpy E.
Grumpy. Do you think it?
What's up?
I'm gonna switch over. I love this piece, by the way.
It's not because we're. No, never mind.
It's not.
That's
it's
a good
not
piece. That's another old piece, by the way.
Yeah, I'm cycling through old and new.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's fire.
that was our Jade Rabbit piece.
Yep.
Because the
Nice.
story of the Jade Rabbit, like the actual mythology of the Jade Rabbit, not just the gun. That's
Yeah,
what it's from.
educate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a long story, dude.
Don't worry about it. We ain't got time for that.
He's like, whoa, well, go watch Mylin's video. It's
Yeah,
we collaborated
exactly.
there. Yeah.
We did all of it's there, man.
No
But
doubt.
about the style thing, this was one of our earlier pieces, dude.
Okay.
Like you could tell, like the techniques and everything are just so wild.
This looks fire, man. I like.
So if you look on like the, I don't want to keep drawing my attention back to it, but like if you look to the right hand side where the little tiny waterfalls are going on, like it just like the grass is just like a line and a slash, line and slash. It's very painterly. There's not much really going on there, and it's very smooth. So there's no painting texture. It's just painting kind of techniques where you just.
That looks fire.
But when you do that on a painting, people are used to seeing a various texture that kind of goes along with it. Like if you're painting on a canvas, there's underneath the paint. If there's not the paint smear on the canvas, you'll see the canvas, little woven threads and stuff.
Yeah.
So when you see it smooth like this, it doesn't attract that many people that easily.
That
So,
I was like, versus one of your most recent ones is this.
What else we got?
There's a stream delay for me.
Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
Yep, that's Aramis. Not really Aramis. I don't know what Aramis looks like.
Hey, that's your interpretation of fallen queen. I don't even know what to call her.
Baroness.
Baroness.
You know how
There we
they
go.
The fallen baron dudes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there were also some baronesses in there, and Aramis is one of those baronesses. She actually escaped during that whole breakout, but she was like, "You guys do your Aldrin thing. I got shit to do."
Oh, she was. I didn't even know that. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Do you think she's going to be like a worthy opponent for what a lot of people are expecting to be, or almost have to be, like a Taken King or second level expansion, especially as to what we're coming up with stuff going away? Do you think she's going to fill some pretty damn big shoes?
Absolutely not. Now, that's not bad.
Okay.
Okay, so I know it's a little strange, but from what I'm seeing, what we've all seen from back in Destiny 1, it was very, you open the book, there's the page, that's the villain with the mustache and everything, dude. Now in Destiny 2, the writing style has changed. Oh, Aldrin's so bad. Killed Cade. He killed Cade, dude. He's a puppet.
Yep.
He was a puppet. He had a string. You killed you were killing Aldrin. That end fight, they introduced a gateway character or a monster, the meatball. You had no idea what the hell that was. You're like, what is that? And then that's then the next gateway to Riven.
Yes.
Which is then also the gateway to Savathun and stuff. Yes. So there's this huge layering situation that's going on. And from what I've seen from the whole reveal and stuff like that, you saw Fallen using like ice daggers, which is kind of stasis-y, you know? So you're like, okay, so the Fallen used to use light, and then the Traveler left them in the hurricane. No, I don't remember what it was. Anyway, but it was they whatever they called it, the collapse for them.
Yes.
And they followed him or her, actually. I think the Traveler's a female, quote unquote, over here. And, you know, so they can wield paracausal stuff like us, right? And there's also more lore of like apparently like a Fallen resurrecting someone or something recently. It might have been Mithrax kind of storyline.
Mithrax.
Yeah. So seeing as Mithrax, I think could very well and very easily wield the light along with some other people. There's a good chance they can wield the darkness, like the stasis. So there's a chance in this we're gonna be seeing Aramis and her Fallen. We're given stasis to do something and be a nuisance to us. But it's going to lead further into, okay, who gave them that?
Right.
Where did they pick that up?
I feel you.
Who gave them those keys?
I feel you.
Who's the where it's like right now we're waiting to see all these puppet masters that have been building for what, 6 years so far.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, Savathun's one we're gonna finally see in year 7, so potentially. I was like the Witch Queen.
The Witch Queen. I mean,
Yeah.
Dude, who else is that going to be?
Oh, I mean, no, I mean, she even says Savathun in like the cinematic in Zavala's office. She's like Savathun projects the little thing on the wall and stuff like that. And now I gotta ask you. I always like to ask for confirmation. So do you see? This is my theory. You got to tell me just a quick yeah or nay. We're getting Europa, getting Cosmodrome kind of fleshed out this season. So kind of new destination, old revamp. Next season, whatever new destination comes with Witch Queen, also rebuild Dreadnought.
If we're getting the Witch Queen, Dreadnought makes the most sense. But I want Venus.
Oh no, that's okay. I actually enjoyed Venus as well.
They'll save Venus if they're bringing Venus back. It won't make as much sense as the Dreadnought with the Witch Queen, so they probably won't. If they are bringing Venus back for whatever reason, it's probably going to come after the Witch Queen with some Vex then, because the Vex were all about Venus. That's literally where we found the Vex for the first time in D1.
Yeah,
right.
So if they're bringing Venus back, if they're along the same new and old pattern, it'll probably be for a Vex thing. So I'm gonna have to play D1 to see my Venus,
or just play Vaulted Glass when it launches sometime in year 4.
Well, maybe, but like that's the thing. I don't think that.
How do you think that's gonna work? Like, are they just gonna be like, okay, so here's invisible barriers of this patrol zone. You can't go out from here, but start and go forward. Don't go this way. Like,
maybe
I'm wondering how they're gonna do that.
No, okay. If I had to guess, how did Osiris get into the Vaulted Glass?
He teleported in through time, almost, right?
Through Vexy shit. All right. So apparently you can get to the Vaulted Glass.
Technical term, by the way.
Yeah, through any Vexy shit you find. So they're probably going to make a Vexy shit plate, and we're going to run through it. And then they're going to be like, oh, shit, what's up? I haven't seen you guys in years. Okay, dude, I'm good at balance now, man. Don't you think about knocking me off that ledge. And they're like, all right. All right, how about this? Instead, shit, man, what is that? Like, dude, in Vault of Glass is gonna be fucked.
Yo, fact.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting with the D2 mechanics now implemented in these raids. They're gonna have to do some things because, like you said, that's a good point.
An entire raid of warlocks with chaos reach. Every boss.
Just
like literally. Literally, oh man, Atheon gonna get that work.
I know, it's gonna be beautiful.
I'm still waiting for people to jump out to miss the jumping puzzle for like a good 30 minutes as well, though.
That's gonna be me. I mean, we play all my warlock floof fears.
How my fellow warlocks in this podcast feeling about that right now?
Easy. Dude, I'm great with jumping puzzles.
Yeah, you're the good one. You're the good warlock.
It's not that hard. That's what I'm saying. You can do it on all the characters.
You just do it.
See, fix yourself. It'll continue. I'm being nice. I'm being nice. Continue. He's starting trouble, y'all. Y'all see him.
Some people just aren't good at jumping puzzles, man. Mostly hunters, in my view.
Don't encourage him.
Titans are okay with it. I haven't. Like,
I guess
all my
it depends
Titan
on what games you grew up on. You know, kind of what the pedigree and platforming is and stuff.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's like, in my opinion, like the warlock jump is for people who can get the warlock who can get the jump done right the first time. Hunters need correction midway through.
Oh, slander!
So I was like, I don't know. Every time I get on a hunter, I'm like, how the fuck you do it? I'll get used to it. I know it's they're all good
so
at their
those
own
two,
way.
I'm sitting here as a Titan. What are your thoughts on my jump?
Yeah,
Your jump is fine.
Okay.
I was like, honestly, I live on Strafeglide. I'm just like, shh.
Yeah, no. Titan jump is like a happy medium.
Yeah.
You can pull it off one way, the other way.
Only problem, I will say, we have the hardest, like, big drop catch, because I have to start that catch about halfway through to slow down, because I can't tell you how many times I've slammed many knees and ankles have definitely busted on my falls.
That's caught me off guard a couple times.
Yeah, people like, oh, hold on, you got to fall all the way down for Riven, and there goes the gravity. Oh crap!
Yeah, D said I have no problem with that upward ascent thing.
Yeah, no, decent. The descent for warlocks easy. You just
it's literally like cruise control. Coming down, like
warlock, warlock is just like easy mode jumps.
Yeah, or the go down. Yeah, for that's just that damn. Thank God they added mantling. That's what I have to say. Thank God.
Yeah, I mean
that's a quality of life for everybody. I'd say
exactly.
When I do enjoy that. So let me ask you this. One thing I said out about your channel and I really like is your starting screen is lit. Like you got the artwork going, the beats is popping, like how that creation, man. I really enjoy the starting soon, Jay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's actually super easy in After Effects. You got to make a layer of, I'm done.
I'll break it down. Teach, brother.
Okay. If anyone has After Effects and they've got an image, maybe the stuff in the background, who knows? You could use mine if you want to practice. Just find a good quality image and put it into After Effects, and literally just that. You don't need anything else for this various effects, right? You put in there, you make it, put in the composition as a layer, but then you make a new layer. It's a camera layer. Okay, you put that on top, and then you unlock the camera ability in the image layer, meaning that it will now react to camera stuff. And
so now the image is like in 3D space.
In 3D space, exactly. So now it can do all this. You know?
Yeah, it's fire. I love it, man.
So then you just take your image, right? And you turn the aperture setting onto the camera layer, and you so it'll have the depth of focus. So this up close will like autofocus, and it'll be like, ooh, so but in the background over here it's all fuzzy, right? So I mean, you just kind of move the camera.
That's fine.
And that's it.
That's fine. I want that with all Osiris images pre-show, and we good to go.
Oh yeah. I'll get right on that. Hold on. Let me go ahead and get After Effects going.
Trials, armor stuff, and we lit. I'm telling you, and that's the way to go.
I've dabbled in After Effects, which it's like I understand what he's talking about, but
it's really intimidating for people who
just
I always tell people, if you go into After Effects, just look at it for like a solid 10 minutes and breathe. No judgments. Hold that shit down, right? Because you're not going to know what the fuck you're looking at. It's like you just walked into a pyramid and you're seeing the hieroglyphs on the walls and you don't know what that cat's doing, man. So you're just...
Yeah. After Effects is very, very powerful depending on how deep you go with it, which is always interesting.
Yeah. And I always suggest to look up tutorials.
Oh, yeah. No, I've seen some
just a few hours of tutorials. Yeah, just a few hours of good tutorials, and you'll know pretty much the foundation of anything that you really want to do. And you could do almost anything that you want in that thing. It's like giving you a superpower with visuals. Like I make my stingers and stuff with that, like the scene transitions for streamers. Yeah.
Fire, man. I really love it. Fantastic job.
At some point, I need to make my own. I was like, I've seen enough like streamer transition. I'm like, I get how all that transition and stuff moves and transparency and like the mask and stuff. I'm like, I just need to sit down there and do it. And I'm always like trying to do other stuff. So I just need to spend some time and just be like, all right, I'm doing this today.
Well, I mean, half the work, it's about an hour-long process, give or take. If you just want to play around with it and you don't really know what you're doing in the head, ahead of time. And as long as you have the 2D assets that you want. So like your logo and some background stuff, and
that's one thing I do need for me is I talk to you afterwards. Anyways,
I don't do commissions on they're closed.
At some point somewhere. No, like that's kind of the thing is like I need just like, so as you said, like the background image, you can use your logo and kind of move that around, but I need something in the background to work with. I just need somebody to work on making that. And that's just like, find an artist who's like, can make you one image that you can use for that. And I could actually have some fun with that. Yep. Exactly.
You see that commission coming through? Cameron, you don't see that? So I'm giving you that lane right
It's
there.
like, I'm busy.
That's another reason why I prefer to teach people how to fish, because I don't get how to fish.
You gotta do it your damn self.
It's like, you're gonna make your own. Here, you watch this. I'm gonna send you to a video of After Effects while I make this thing, and you go make it. Cool.
Exactly.
If not them, then maybe it'll teach an artist who can then make it for them, and then they can get the commission. And I'm busy, man.
I feel you. You know, the bread rises together. See, I got the vision.
Exactly. I'd much rather everyone kind of like get better at things together, so that we can, in turn, on a personal level, become better. You know?
Man, we're getting deep in this podcast.
Yeah, that was philosophical. You see the knowledge he just dropped?
Man.
Bro, the earth might be round, but like the universe is so big that it doesn't even have a shape, man. Like,
bars.
Think about it, dude.
Whoa. Bars. This guy's dropping bars.
Sounds like you just walked out of Bill and Ted 3, so can't wait to see that.
I haven't seen it.
I don't think it's out yet. No, I just keep seeing like advertisements and stuff for it. So final question from me, if you had, are there any two, like one or two that you're like ultra proud of, whether it was like something you like, a style that you really mastered, or
We had the same
that's
question.
fine, like a style you really
Eerie.
mastered, or like one that you just thought nailed the concept really well, or just worked really well with one of like Mylin's videos, like a couple that you're like, that just like, you know, you had kind of a special place for.
What was that one? That one for you was like, yeah, that's it right there. That's the one.
I don't have one. That's the problem.
That's why I said 2 or 3. I gave you
Okay.
options, so
Yeah. I get. Despite whether they'll look like it or not, I really like the veil piece I did recently.
Okay, let me pull that one up. You can talk, but yeah.
Because I was practicing mostly on like I've gotten face and creepy vibes and stuff down pretty well, but I was mostly practicing on fabric texture. And so like if you look at like her hand as she's like going weird with her cloth on her face, right? Her hand has like, it almost looks like the skin is molding into like various layers of fabric. That's what I was working on. and the stuff on the bottom. You know, so I'm proud how that turned out. And I learned a lot about fabric and tattered cloth from that piece.
Yeah, that's fire, bro. I can't front. Yeah.
That one's fitting, especially for what's coming up too, with all the pyramid ships flying in and what's supposed to happen in the fall, and our start with the pyramids, the little see them in the background. So
yeah,
the veil, and that's the thing. Everybody wonders about the conception of, or the concept of the veil, and what are the veiled statues? What do they mean? And there's like the leaks about, I don't want to go too deep into them, but of, you know, bigger forces with all of that. And so I like the way, we don't know much. There's some leaked stuff, but I was like, I like how you conceptualized of what, you know, we don't know what it is, but it's probably terrifying whatever's under there, no matter what it is. I like that.
Yeah. Honestly, all I did to make that with the vibe is like I just put on like SCP videos on YouTube and stuff. If you don't know what that is, it's like it's a horror writing community.
Okay. I was gonna ask, I was like, what is SCP?
Yeah, that's, dude, we ain't got time. that's a
podcast in itself.
That's a drop in the ocean, man. It's huge. But another one would probably be,
what else?
And I hate the fact that Fellwinter's on this list of mine twice.
Ooh.
But I've only got 3 pieces I'm gonna go through, right? The next one would be the Fellwinter running through the snow kind of thing. Because
that's my joint. Yeah, I like that one.
You like that one?
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
And again, all these pieces are on the recent list after the style shift. But yeah, when it comes to artists, like I don't look back on like my previous stuff like years ago and go like, oh, I'm so proud of that. Like my favorite piece is almost always the piece I just finished.
Gotcha.
Nice. Is it probably just because like you were always working on something new with each newest one? Probably because you're always some other addition to your skill set.
Because I'm really proud of what I learned recently. And it's like every time the curtain gets opened a little wider for you, you see more of the crowd. You're always like, oh, you know, and you're really happy at that moment. So
dope.
Kind of the whole, the more you get into anything, it always feels like the more there is to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's like that whole, I mean, if you get into video editing, you're like, oh, cool, I can, you know, cut a couple clips together of gameplay. And I'm like, then as you do that stupid stuff, you're like, hey, let me work on these transitions and match up audio. And then you're watching a movie in a completely different way. And you're like, holy crap.
Like, wait, what?
Yeah, like I know what they did. I know one thing they did there. Yes, I know one.
He said I know one thing.
Oh, what's the Captain America thing? I understood that reference.
Yeah, it's this huge just drop in the ocean, just crazy stuff. So that's one of the reasons that I'm always just so proud of my recent stuff.
Nice.
But this one I was working on a couple things. I actually started practicing my tattered cloth with the cape, and but mostly it was trying to color in a very subtle way.
Yeah,
my black and white with Photoshop, because I started in Procreate. I did an Apple product, but an Apple. Yeah, I think it's an Apple. It's Apple exclusive at the moment.
Okay. Shout out to
program. Don't shout out to Apple, please. I hate them so much.
Wow. My phone just stopped working. It's so weird.
Crazy. Who knew? So
cease and desist.
Cease and desist.
So I was making, like, this was my earlier pieces when I was practicing Procreate. So I made this, and it was black and white, and I didn't want to try and color in Procreate, and I've tried coloring stuff in that program a bit, but I moved it to Photoshop because Procreate was built from the ground up around brushes, so that brushes really well, and you can paint and draw, and it's a pleasure. But it's not that good with photo manipulation. It comes down to like colors and values.
Right.
But Photoshop was built up from the ground up back in the day on that. So that's its main thing. So I just took it into Photoshop and it was just, whoop, 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 and it was done.
That's fire. Question on that piece. To the right, is that a representation of you, your avatar? Is that what we're doing?
It's not about me. That's actually a noob.
Journey.
That dude, that lightning boy, that's actually he's in the story.
Really?
What's his name? It's not Timmer.
Literally your helmet.
I know. Yeah, I gave him my helmet.
Yeah, like
that's his signature. That's his hidden signature in there. Yeah.
But what I don't remember their name, but it was in the story, the lore, where they're fighting these frames from Rasputin because Rasputin's sending them these frames, and that dude zaps with his lightning bolt, like his lightning stuff for the first time, and he's like, "How did I do that?" And that's what that is. He's not an Iron Lord that anybody knows. He's just some random person in that story. But I gave him my helmet, which I think was Timmer's helmet.
The whole Knights thing, feeling it, digging it, likes the vibe.
Number 3, you got a third?
I do, and the last one is the Siva one.
This one
with Fellwinter again.
Yep. Yes, that was fire too. Love
and that one was a combin. That one would be fast. That one was just I was combining more illustration stuff with design language. So that big diamond and the circle, and there's the actual the Iron Lord tree behind it with the Siva, blowing up, and wolves in the background. Very symbolic, a lot of symbolism, and a lot of, like I said, design language, because that's just a big diamond. It's a big shape with circles, like basic kid stuff, just big bold shapes combined with elements of illustration. So that married perfectly in that. Yeah. So that's what I was really proud of.
Yeah, that one's fire. I'm not gonna front, just to see pulling the Sieve out. That one's kind of can't front. Top notch.
And I know no piece is the same. How long did this piece, for example, take?
I can tell you the exact time.
He knows.
He's got the stamps. Oh, he's got the book, the journal going into the
He's like, hold on.
And the official grimoire on this.
Checking the receipts on this one.
There we go.
Exactly.
That's what's up, man. Yeah.
10 hours and 11 minutes.
Okay.
Wow.
Damn. Okay. What's the longest? Do you know that?
Yeah, I know the longest. Longest one was one I did for Destiny ANZ, which is the Australian Destiny office.
Okay.
They had an event, and they hired me for a wall mural, essentially.
Crap. Damn.
It was big. Gave my freaking PC the hernia, but
I can only imagine on that scale.
I had to work on half res, but that one took over 36 hours. That's my longest one I've done. Most of my pieces take between 4 and 12 hours.
Yeah,
gotcha. Kind of a wide range. Really depends on what I'm doing.
Wow.
The 30. How big was the mural? I mean, you said half res. You just is it just feet upon feet?
It's big. It's a wall. Damn. It's not like the side of a building.
Yeah,
but to scale, because I had to make it to scale because it was intended for print. When it's intended for print, you pretty much have to work on it to scale.
Gotcha.
Damn.
At 300 DPI.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. For context, people who are watching this, the screen you're looking at, no matter what screen it is, okay, phones, TVs, whatever, monitors, the resolution for online stuff that gets downloaded and encoded to you is 72.
Yeah,
that's it. For print, it could look good at 120, but it looks best at 300 resolution. That's dots per inch for DPI, or PPI if it's digital. But that's essentially, it's like pixels per inch or dots per inch. So when it's just a tighter look.
Gotcha.
So it's a big file. Lift Your Game, Arthur. He's a not really like Destiny that much anymore, but he's a streamer. He's a buddy of mine, and he was at the Destiny event in Australia because he's from Australia.
Right.
And he actually they let him have it.
Wow.
He has on his stream, on that side, I think, of his stream, he's got just this wall, and that huge wall, he put the banner, he has Velcro on the entire wall, and it's just that mural thing.
Neo Mental's asking how big was that file?
Yeah.
Dude, that uncompressed.
Yeah.
It was a while ago, but I think it was somewhere along the ballpark of like 6 gigs.
Jesus.
For an
Jeez.
image, that's ginormous.
Image. Damn.
Because I have videos
Lot
that
of
are smaller than
information.
that. Oh man.
That's fire, man. This is good to see, man. I love learning stuff like that, the creation process, and then obviously, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that inspires you. All cool stuff. Love seeing how you work with the lore community. That is super dope. And just bringing this stuff to life. And the last one I want to give you props is just your versatility. I feel you're very versatile. I think it's fearless that you don't commit yourself to just one style. You're always trying to improve and do different things. It's dope, man. Love what I'm hearing, Gamma.
If I actually do set up shop in an area and like that's my style and I'm sticking to it. If it's ever that, I hope I want it to be a point where I could do anything.
Yeah.
Well, at
So
that
that's
point,
one.
is that even a style at that point, or is it just like it's just you
It's
almost
just
at that
me.
point? Yeah.
Yeah, because like if anyone
I am
looks
one
back
with
to,
my style.
yeah, I don't really have a set style, and I've never had a set style. And I've asked this. I've wanted one.
Right.
But I mean, I
As
can
weird
sit
as
there
that
and look at
was.
2 back to back because I look at there's a captain one, fallen captain looks a little more kind of like lines and drawing, and then you see what looks more almost more brushstrokes on the Vex one right next to it. Just if those are chronological, just the differences between those are really cool. The floating blue whale though is just crazy. That would look amazing blown up, I'm sure.
Yeah,
just the contrast in colors.
You can't just stick to just sci-fi space aliens and guns all the time. Sometimes you got to draw clouds and dreams and flying whales, bro. Building castles in the sky kind of shit.
Or trees with silver wings apparently right now. So
yeah, that's true. That's a good one. A lot of people like that one.
That's a good one. It's a really good one.
Yeah,
Here, I'll throw it up while we chat. I'm sure I have it. Yeah, I do.
Digging the vibes.
So yeah, well, man, we could sit there and talk about your art for a while, but we also have a game that we play too, right? Sometimes we play.
Well, I mean, I would play it if it wasn't dead. No.
Oh, I know. No, that's the internet or Reddit or everybody who plays games that doesn't play this. Even though everybody's like, oh, it's the Destiny killer. It's like 6 years. Keep trying.
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
It doesn't seem to be going anywhere, but we do have some stuff that is going somewhere. Man, look at that segue right there. Clutch.
Boom.
So they said back in June, obviously, the Destiny Content Vault got introduced. The idea of stuff leaving the game. People were controversial about it, kind of things. We got a lot of clarification of stuff that's going to go through. So kind of want to break down chunk by chunk of activities that are leaving. They basically said a general rule of thumb, though, is if a destination is going into the vault, so do its PvE activities and associated rewards. Kind of a general thing to follow. So if you're wondering, it's a good rule of thumb. Not everything, but it's pretty close. So we know Io, Titan, Mars, Mercury, and the Leviathan are all going away to make room for Cosmodrome's return and Europa's debut. So losing, in a sense, 5, getting 2. Now, this is the time they said, we're going to put the game to the size that we want, and we're going to add and give and take and manage the size that they want. So this is going to be the biggest loss, but going forward, hopefully it's more of a kind of a rotation of things in and out, so it's a manageable size for them.
Right.
Strikes are first. Now, I want to see if you guys have any favorites of what's leaving. If you guys are like, oh, it's a shame it's leaving, or see ya. We've got the Pyramidion, Festering Core, Savathun Song, Strange Terrain, Will of the Thousands, Tree of Probabilities, and a Garden World. Those are all the strikes that are leaving. So I have 7 going.
I'm going to be a Savathun Song.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was a classic.
I love that one.
That was a classic.
That one's just like, I've got that one down.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I know it after 3 years now. It's definitely one of those that's been there. The sad one for me is Festering Core because it's so recent and a very cool strike.
Yeah.
The one with the taken orbs and stuff.
Yeah. And like the walls, the like kind of big red walls that move and stuff.
I literally spent 2 nights ago, I literally spent 4 hours in that in a Master Nightfall because I was 1050 and I was with 2 people that jumped in with me, and I'm like, I don't know why you're here, but you can try it if you want, because I was down for the death and the pain. but they were 1020 and 906.
Oh no.
Oh,
I'm surprised they didn't even let him in.
That whole thing was like you're just slamming your face against a Dark Souls boss for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
We got it done.
Wow.
It was the funniest thing.
If those three can do a Master Nightfall, nobody's got any excuses.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard Festering Core is a nightmare on Grandmaster though, because you can't wipe.
Yeah, no, it's hell. Literally, the 906 guy, his hobby is literally breaking and clipping the game.
Okay.
So what he did is he has this weird sense where he knows, like, all right, he has a strange game sense because I guess he's doing the whole game design thing, but he was like, all right, and he jumps up on a rock and he disappears behind it. He just clips right through it. And he's like, seeing as I literally can't do anything, I'm just going to sit here so we can't wipe on the end boss.
Wow. Salute him.
And it took us like an hour and a half to get through that. And he actually, some splash damage actually did manage to touch him a little bit, which was enough.
Oh, yeah. It's like, it wouldn't take much
We reset it once, but he was like, I'm going to be a little bird.
Shout out to the 906 dude.
Dude, I didn't even think you could get into one at that level. Damn.
At that level?
Apparently, maybe if you join, but that's surprising it would even let you try it.
I started it, and then they joined me, and they let them lock their shit, of course, naturally. It's an iPhone, but they were like,
all right.
Why am I here? What am I doing? I'm like,
I immediately regret my decision.
Yeah, but they stayed. They stayed for
crazy.
4 hours.
Salute. Yeah, man.
What about you, Gog? Anything you're missing there? Mars, Mercury, Titan?
Yeah, Mercury, because the fanboy in me. I love the art style of it, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I know, bro. Yeah, because I remember when, even though Curse of Osiris gets killed a lot, just the aesthetics, it was so different, the bright. Oh man.
I love the Curse. The Curse of Osiris to me was like what kept me going. Like Warmind was all right. Curse of Osiris though. Dude, the music, voice acting, like they brought in everyone that I needed to be there, man. And the aesthetics was beautiful. The skyboxes were phenomenal.
Beautiful,
man. Past Mercury is gorgeous.
Yes.
Past is like just like lush, the colors, like kind of unique, like color palette that they use for like the trees, and like still kind of like feel like you're kind of out in an open plain, but it's like it's on another planet, but it still kind of feels somewhat homey. And then you go to like Future and you get that few shots from the tower out and the one point in the story where all the Vex like light up and you're like, oh crap.
Yeah.
It's like there's just some cool moments in that one.
Some cool moments, man.
I'm gonna miss it. Especially now the pyramid ship's here. Yeah. Right in front of the sun. And I'm like, that skybox. Yeah. Please don't go. Now that you're here.
That's
I never want to see you not being here again.
The first one on IO was good because I was like, you saw the scale. I was like, damn. But when it blocked out the sun, I was like, damn.
Yeah. I'm perfectly fine with IO leaving. Dude, I've never liked that mustard gas looking shit just covered in rust.
Damn.
Get out of here.
Gamma.
Man, that's the worst color palette, dude.
These are the colors. You're looking at it from an artistic standpoint. Me, selfish.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to miss, though. I'm going to miss Asher being talking his talk and Cora slandering him.
Man, Asher is a treasure. That's probably the best storyline in my opinion on IO that I like. Just considering even the Silver Wings thing, which is pretty cool, especially given that that's like, that's where the Traveler was, and that's where Savathun's planting seeds and shit, and that's the seed can sprout a paracausal thing, which might have been where the Traveler came from in the first place. Like that's a baby Traveler, shit like that. But like, it's Asher, man. He's turning into a Vex. You get to watch a tragedy happen in slow motion.
Good, but yeah, those are the ones for me, man. I mean, sadly though, on the flip side, I'm like, couldn't the arms dealer could have left?
No, honestly, the one that I want to go is the Hollowed Lair. I am so tired of 17 immunity phase boss man.
Which one is
the Hollowed Lair? That's the Arc, the
Fallen guy.
Yeah, I mean the Scorn boss.
Yeah, he's annoying. But from a gameplay standpoint, you could farm if you don't kill him, and because when the waves keep coming.
I mean, there's a lot of enemies to kill for strikes if you get that one, but if you're just trying to melt a boss.
Yeah, he's not about that.
Oh, hell no, dude. So annoying. And it's not like, hey, you get a chunk. It's like you could like some bosses you might get like a smaller window, like even
like
Nocris.
2 seconds.
Yeah, Nocris, you get a small window and be like, cool, I got a chunk off, and then you may have to, but no, it's just like you hit this damage number, immune. Doesn't matter what you do. So
it's
annoying.
still a fun. I like the waves, man. That's me.
The waves are fun because like
if you're
I
just
remember
doing the same
soloing that
one
thing.
over and over, and you're trying to farm for the mind benders.
Mind Bender's Ambition. Yep.
Yeah, and you're just doing that over and over again, and you're like, dude, this is 23. This is 23. I've been here 23 times. What else am I supposed? I could mow the lawn, man. Yeah, like at that point, I definitely don't want. Like, okay, just can I get a 1 phase? But yeah, I'd see that. But I don't do that, so I got miners first.
So good, so good.
So I feel for your son.
I didn't farm for it either. I just like anytime it comes up, I'm like, oh, here's a 7-phase boss thing.
Yeah.
I've just had it recently to where it's like, oh, you got to hit him with arc damage to have him like drop you in the tractor beam. Yeah. His shield is totally gone, and I'm still flying in, and then he slams you. I'm like, it's glitched
I don't
now.
know what it is.
Yeah,
it's always done that to me.
Yeah. So then on the other side, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, it hasn't like always dropped the thing, but like it from the beginning, it's done that thing where I don't know what it is that makes him drop me. Sometimes he's just not feeling it, man.
No, I know what I was thinking. Corrupted could have went for me. Oh god, I dread when that strike comes up. I'm like, this is gonna be a long affair. Like doing that with like blueberries. You ever do Corrupted with blueberries?
I love Dreaming City strikes. I never want them to go ever.
Visually, see the artist in you. I know where you're at. I feel right. That is, it's beautiful. It's
Last Wish is the best raid in all of the Destiny franchise.
Ooh, spicy.
Is it art or content?
I like that.
Both.
I like that. Break it down. Break it down. Let me hear this one. I like this. I'm
trying to think who was on here that just said the exact opposite. I feel recently.
Was it Moon? Somebody said.
Was it? Yeah. No, was it Addy?
Addy, maybe. Yeah.
Addy or Zoe? I can't remember which.
Did they say Kingsfall?
They might have.
Got a lot of Kingsfall votes, but Last Wish recently came up with a guess.
Do you like Kingsfall or do you hate Kingsfall?
I like Kingsfall.
Okay.
I like them all. I love Crown of Sorrow. A lot of people don't. I do.
What's your favorite raid aesthetic? What's your favorite raid aesthetically from the artist? It is
Last Wish. It's Last Wish.
I'll give him
that. But here's the thing: I never want to cheese Riven ever again.
Because
Because like first of all, right? The story leading up to Last Wish,
fire,
is just like the story leading up to the Taken King.
Yep.
Right. Except you find out, okay, this is the actual bad guy. And then when you get in there, you do your thing. You're like, that's not actually the actual bad guy. What And like the story was given to you, like it was beautiful. Like the beginning of Forsaken was just like you did all of this stuff, and you find out, oh wait, I'm just opening the bottle. The rest of the content's just in there, and you get the Dreaming City. You get the whole situation, and you get inside the Last Wish, and it's hard, and it's an actual raid, and it takes over 24 hours for anyone to beat ever. You know, like, or not ever, but like, you know, in the beginning.
That was first lit.
And it's got mechanics. Like mechanics, dude.
Talk your talk, Gamma.
And then you looking around and like it's beautiful. And then you finally get to a boss where you can cheese it if you want to, if you can. And the legit fight is extraordinarily fun and not that complicated once you get it down, just like all the mechanics. Like when I go in with the team, the vault area where the shit spins around, Penumbra and Tumbra stuff, that's my favorite room.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, because like you just like, all right, I'll read. Yeah, dragon breathing fire to the left on my right. Great. Give me the ball. What's open? Do. And like you could take 3 people who do not know that at all and say, you stay here, kill anyone that gets in here. Don't let them touch my plate.
Don't let nobody.
I'm gonna get the ball and I'm gonna run it to 5th. You know, it's great. I love that room. And Riven Legit's fun as hell because she's, you know. All right, and like usually when you hear someone talking with this much like enthusiasm over a raid, it's because like it's their first raid. It's not. It's definitely not. That's just my favorite raid now.
Nice.
Talk that talk.
Wrath was great. Mechanics wise was fucking good. Right. Story wise, it was good. It's just it wasn't as deep. You know.
I don't like how they didn't set up Axis. I felt Axis deserved better.
Like I didn't. All right. You know. Exactly. Yeah. But Kingsfall, you were fighting you're fighting orcs the whole time. Sure, yeah, whole way up. But it was a great villain. But you could see him. He had the mustache and everything. I mean, it was,
But he was epic. We ain't gonna minimize Oryx though. Oryx was godlike when you fought that thing. Like you were
exactly.
exactly.
The scale of him in the end was pretty.
But here's the difference though, right? If you got Destiny, if you got the Taken King exactly as it was, but you put it in Destiny 2, it'd be a joke.
You upset me. I'm gonna let y'all could go at it right now. This is fun. Continue.
No, I was just gonna say is like I think I would say I think for raids with mechanics, both Taken King and Last Wish probably have some of the most.
Yeah. I mean,
because even like the pillars when you start, like if people aren't like a well-oiled machine and you drop one, even the starting pillars fail.
Yeah.
So like each
those
piece,
mechanics are.
Yeah, and then you got the War Priest and then Golgoroth. I like because the mechanics, some of here's how you do this thing. Well, here's what you did and a little more. Here's what you did and a little more. And then I felt Taken King was like, this room's this way. Okay, now you got to hide behind this rock when he does this big giant flash. And then this guy's got the pools that drop. Like almost each encounter felt unique to me, which was.
But it still ended up teaching you what you needed to do to progress, and it was great. And that's what you got to do. Right, because like every raid's like that. They got that formula pretty good.
Yeah,
every encounter needs to be different.
Right,
show you a different mechanic, but it needs to be important enough and difficult enough for you to try it and stuff. And at the very end, pretty much all the mechanics have a part to play, and you know what's going on because you figured them out in the other encounters. And the Taken King, I think, was the first one they actually did that really well. Right. But like, it was so long for no reason.
See, that's how I feel about it. But
Last Wish isn't short either.
No, Last Wish is long, but for a fucking reason.
Bias.
A little bit, yeah.
Let me before we move on, because this is a good topic. I feel you, Gamma, because these things are all masterpieces. Let's just say it for the most part. I mean, these raids are some of the best content in Destiny. It's a shame that only a small percentage of the population is actually playing them, which is really sad. But it's funny you mention, what you said about Last Wish, because it is aesthetically, like we said, we talked about it, like it's beautiful the way it was set up narratively, right? To just transition perfectly in. The boss was epic. It was a secret thing. We've had Skull of Dire Armakara. We didn't know what the hell it was.
We've been thinking about Armakara since the beginning of D1.
Right. And
we finally got to see a dragon.
Yep. Encounter's unique. Listen, he knows I'm a Vault dude. But if anybody says Last Wish or Taken, I don't challenge them, especially Last Wish, because I feel that's where raids should go, as far as thematically setting up the story, doing all that stuff. And then one thing that Last Wish doesn't get enough credit for is the Queen's Walk. Like, I mean, when you're leaving you kill Riven and you're leaving with people thought the raid was over. And you're like, yo, what's going on? And the cool music, my favorite beat drops. And I'm like, yo, tell me that track.
That's my favorite in the entire entire expansion, dude. Every time.
Talk.
Like you hear that and you're like,
dun, 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 dun.
Like I've used that in the background so many times, dude. I fucking love it.
Fire. That's one of my cardio songs.
Oh man, that's hilarious. There's that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, man.
When it comes down to songs though, like the Riven song, one of my favorite in D2, but the entire Destiny franchise, Oryx still wins. When it comes down to thematic songs.
Oryx is epic.
You hear that fucking dun, 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 the whole
facts.
Oh.
Yeah.
They had just the right amount of French horns.
Yes. Salute to the again, Destiny does not get enough credit for audio. They do not get enough. It's amazing.
So you're a Vault guy, like you're Team Vault, right?
I'm gonna be honest.
Yes, he is. He better not lie to you right now. He's definitely Vault.
Vault is always number one for me.
Vault's great.
I never challenge anyone who says Last Wish or Taken King. It's just preference at that point.
Yeah, no, it is complete preference.
I will give Last Wish a complete package. I feel like you got the appetizer, you got the dessert. You know what I'm saying? Like remember, Vault is the first one. You know what I'm saying? So it's new. and everything is kind of add on.
Your first one. That's the difference.
Here we go. You see what he does? You see what he does? You see that deal here, right?
Some people slap their recorder, with the microphone.
But yeah, man, this is good. This is good stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. Man.
So on the other side, we have what's coming into the game. Now we're losing 7. Confirmed, we have Will of Crota coming with Cosmodrome, and redacted, we have 1 bullet point. Now they also say Devil's Lair and Fallen Saber are also coming out of the vault in year 4 at some point. But with Beyond Light, we're losing 7, potentially getting 2. 1 strike on Europa.
I don't want them to just give any bullet points. They was like, yeah, and what you're getting is what you're fucking getting. If they give me 1 redacted bullet point for what we're getting, like raid wise, wouldn't it be the craziest shit if they gave us 3 and they still just 1? I love it when they keep secrets, man.
I'm hoping that redacted is just like, we ain't telling you anything and there's more than 1. I'm just saying, do you guys think it is just 1, or do you think there's more than 1 strike on Europa?
Strike. There's probably more.
I hate to
but like when you think about it, the only thing really going for Europa lore wise was Clovis Bray.
Right.
And other than that, it was pretty much dead, which is one of the reasons they had their entire thing there in the first place, because they could do their weird shit and not have to worry.
All that stuff.
Yeah. Deepstone Crypt's their weird shit.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So maybe 1. Until it gets to the done. Oh man.
Yeah.
And then Prophecy leaving and then coming back, we know about now too.
I'm thinking, man. So there might be 2. There's Deepstone Crypt, but they might save that for the raid.
They even said the raid at one point was Deepstone Crypt.
So the strike is probably something along the lines of the Fallen stuff, because it's gonna be the main shit in that area, right?
Yeah. I think they'll have like a Vex one, because that seems to be the other aesthetic to the planet too.
Well, here's the gnarly. No. What did they say? It wasn't Hive. Was it Vex and Fallen? Because there's always like at least 2.
Well, yeah, because I feel like there's almost not a Pyramidion, but their architecture is in the concept art somewhere. I know their architecture is floating around in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave your art as the background, but I'm sure I've seen it somewhere.
Yeah.
So I mean, but it is. Yeah, we have 1 bullet point, potentially 2 more coming back. Now, question: over the course of year 4, typically in the seasons we don't get things like strikes. If it is 1 on Europa and we get 3 reissues of strikes, how do you feel about that?
No, I'm fine with it. Here's a little bit of a small nutshell version. I'm looking at this as, okay, this is essentially like a D3 vanilla, because they're getting rid of all this stuff to make room for the new shit. That's kind of what they did with D2, but because they had to change everything, they had to wipe everything from D1.
Okay.
So now they don't want to do that. They never want to do that in the first place. So when they're doing this, is okay, we've set aside a bunch of our storage space, like data storage. We set aside a bunch of that storage space for the information that we want to preserve, the vault, right? And so we can rotate it and bring it back for various storytelling features or player experiences or whatever. But now we won't lose it. Now you won't lose your stuff. We don't want it. We didn't want a Destiny 2 in the first place. We wanted a Destiny, right? And that's what we want to do moving forward. So we're going to push it back, but we've got it.
Right.
We're not dropping it.
Right.
But we need to make room for the next level of stuff.
Gotcha.
So I'm looking at this whole thing as it's going to introduce a whole lot of new stuff, just like how D2 introduced a whole lot of new stuff from D1.
I see where you're going.
But it was vanilla.
Right. So like a soft reboot with additive.
Exactly. And the ability to go back and retroactively pick things back up.
Right.
You're seeing kind of a soft D3.
Yes.
I see where he's going with that. Logically, I think where Gamma's theory actually makes a lot of sense is from a technical standpoint. I think ideally that's probably where they want to go. And to E's point, I think for you, this is where sunsetting really helps them. Because when you introduce all, instead of like Gamma said, using the vault, say, hey, the vault blew up, you lost your weapons.
Sorry about that.
So you ain't technically losing it, but they're gonna be useless in the high end activity. So you go and use this new stuff. You know what I'm saying? And this way they kind of keep that going, and it helps them with balance. I get the vision. I see where you at. With it.
Oh, and here's an interesting point, right? I want the vault to at some point be so where you can decide what you have installed, what you have access to. I want there to have D2 and D1 stuff all in the vault to where, okay, I don't have to have this game take up the entirety of my console or whatever thing you got. I have so many space to allocate to this. But if you wanted to, and if you had the ability, I would love it if you could download both D1 content and D2 content, just everything.
Great. Be like, I'm going to download Venus today, but until I do, it's grayed out on my director map or something like that.
But it'll probably be campaign-based stuff or seasonal-based stuff. Like, okay, I'll need to download Season of Arrivals to have access to this kind of stuff. Gotcha. And kind of like how it is sort of now, where you need to have access to Forsaken in order to get this other stuff. I would love it if you could, download, not necessarily just locations, but the whole thing.
Right.
And you could choose whether or not you have it on your console or not. That's your interaction with the Destiny Vault.
Okay. So
they have that, but I don't think because they don't want it to be the only game on people's consoles on fucking Call of Duty.
Selfish.
Yeah.
Cognito, you got a thought about this? Because I know you kind of comment on us, but do you have an opinion about
what the vault?
One, maybe two, just the number of strikes and stuff like that.
Yeah, good question.
Or just potentially 3 of 4 are D1 strikes.
Selfishly, look, I love strikes. I really do. And part of me feels like I understand the reasoning, and technically, they have to get rid of stuff to bring the new stuff in. But it's a lot of loss in the beginning. 7 down to 2. I guess my thing is when I'm doing the Vanguard playlist, I'm just worrying about now the redundancy of seeing the same damn strikes over. At least when you had the 7, it was some flavor going on. It was some, okay, I remember this. Now it's going to be a tough pill when you're getting the remix of 3 to 4 things all over again. But I know they're going to, I know it's going to be more. I'm just talking about that initial, because let's be real. We know Beyond Light is going to have the heat. It's going to have fire. We're going to have a new raid. We're going to have a lot of stuff to do. But
we're going to have stasis.
Right? We're going to have stasis, and that's going to keep us occupied. Our mind, the colors, the ice. We're going to be there, right?
But we're also going to have those things we still haven't gotten taken away from us, like those stuff we still got.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be able to come at it in different ways.
Right. All I'm saying is the day strikes represent the day-to-day grind.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like going out for a day job.
There you go. So this is what we're going to be doing the majority of the time. Once the newness calms down, we're at the end of Beyond Light. Is the same 3 strikes.
Each seasonal event, when you have to do bounties for do your 5 strikes, go do your Gambit matches, go do your Crucible and all that stuff. Oh, that toast is amazing.
My last point, I know I'm being selfish. Shout out to Bunny. We know we love the game and we just want more. We selfish. I'm selfish. I admit. But at the end of the day, it's coming towards the end of the season, strikes, I just feel like lately, strikes ain't been a priority for them. We don't get them like how we used to get them. You know what I'm saying?
It's been a while. We get 1 or 2, or with Shadowkeep, we literally was Festering Core at the same time as Shadowkeep? Because we got the Scarlet Keep with Shadowkeep, but was Festering Core at the same time, or maybe a seasonal drop? But either way, it's there's been 2 for the entire year.
Yeah.
And that's been kind of the cadence of, I mean, if you think about the first year, we had D2, then we had Osiris, that was 2. We had Mars, that was 2. That's 4 strikes right there, plus what we got in the beginning. And then over the course of the year of Shadowkeep, we got 2. In Forsaken.
Shadowkeep, they were almost completely systems-wise focused on events.
Yeah.
So, for example, the Vex invasion, the Almighty coming down, they were trying that crazy stuff out.
Correct.
And a whole lot of learning involved.
Yeah.
And
but
Sundial
that problem
was...
Sundial, exactly.
Yeah.
The issue is they were really excited about these new possibilities, and the fact that they pulled them off is actually really impressive. Not just the Almighty, but even the Sundial and the Vex invasion. And they took it. They made something. It was kind of small, a little repetitive. And they put it in the game. And see what happened. and it changed stuff and it worked and everything great. And they took it away. And they're like, oh, the vault works. So all of Shadowkey was just a testing ground for events. So they didn't really put anything in there. Yeah. I would love to see more strikes. But again, because I've got the perspective of like, okay, this is probably D3 vanilla.
Right.
I'm kind of just prepared to just explore the new landscape they gave us, the new zone, the new weapon types, find out the best way to probably for a full season. And I'm not really expecting to get a lot of stuff, but hopefully it'll be something like a D1 vanilla was interesting and it showed you the new playground you're in.
Right.
But it didn't really give you that much.
Right.
But I expect because they've already given us, they're already going to give us a raid.
Yeah.
At some point pretty soon. The new strikes, the new stuff. Like that's because I'm looking at this as like vanilla. I'm like, they're spoiling me now, man. They've never done this.
Right. No, I feel you go. Like I said, it's just one of those things where I know we're gonna have a lot to do. We're gonna be all wrapped up in the new content. I get where you're going, Gamma.
It's gonna get a little stale. I'm pretty sure it will.
I know how we as gamers we consume content. Right? And you know exactly. So it's like once we get past
gamers,
we're gonna have that honeymoon phase. Then we're gonna have that grind phase, and then once we right at the end of that grind phase, we're kind of done. That's where I'm worried. I'm not I say worried. I just hope that moving forward, it kind of happens to what you say, where now season of the whatever, right? They add one more, two more. I just don't want them to get away from it because it's really a core component of the day-to-day grind. You're doing your pinnacles now. You're doing the Vanguard strikes. And then we're going to talk about Crucible, which I have issues with.
It's coming.
Get to that.
So the next obvious piece is Gambit. The big giant question mark, because they said, hey, Gambit and Gambit Prime, at some point, they're going to meld into one. And we finally got an answer. So they said Gambit and Gambit Prime will be merging into a single experience. The new version of Gambit will be similar to Gambit Prime, which I think a lot of people tended to at least lean that direction, as a single round face-off with tweaked blockers, heavier moat drain, which is interesting, and some changes to the primeval fight. We'll give more details later. They also said, unlike strikes and other PvE content, the Gambit playlist is like a best of, so it doesn't matter if the planet goes away, like Titan or Mars. Those maps are still available. They did say, note, as we perform maintenance on the activity, Gambit Prime armor perks will be deprecated. We are exploring ways to rebalance and reintroduce some of these perks as armor mods in the future. Alongside with these changes, we'll be rotating some maps into the DC fee while retaining popular arenas for the mode. So Gambit Prime armor, no longer effective. Like literally can beyond light, doesn't do anything for you, period.
Just looks cool.
Do what?
Just looks cool.
Just looks cool. Yeah, there you go.
Minus the one.
Only one mode. So only one mode of just Gambit. And the maps that are going away are the Dreaming City map and the Tangled Shore map, both of which you can fall into if that helps you guys for reference.
It's a shame, man. Those are my favorites.
So are they? I was actually going to ask. I was like, so what are your thoughts on the maps leaving versus the ones staying around? Which ones do you like?
Deep Six.
Deep Six. Everybody I keep saying is like, get rid of Deep Six. That Titan one they hate. The Titan one, the conveyor belt one.
Yeah, I'm indifferent with that one.
The conveyor belt is interesting, and I appreciate it.
Why do you hate
it's
it?
a big fucking map, man. You're trying to invade. Where the hell are they, man?
Where they at? Yeah.
You're doing the conveyor belt thing. Like, where are... Damn it.
Hey, you're my nephew calls them floor escalators, right? You're in the airport. You're just trying to fucking get there faster. Dude. You're looking around. They're hiding in some fucking bush, just in an attic area of one of those little buildings, like, and then you're like, all right, you get 10 seconds and I pull you back. Oh, damn it. And then you get shot from some fucking random ass. Oh, it's the worst. It's a big map, dude.
Shout out to the dudes hiding from the invaders.
Well, then the EDZ one is EDZ on the other side is almost as Newrad saying it's almost too small. Like EDZ is you can never get away from the invader in that one. It feels like they've always got enough time to.
I know it's great. It makes you confront a little bit of the issue. It's nice it's healthy for you to confront your problems.
Confront your problems.
If one of those problems that you need to address on a personal level is your inability or unwillingness to look a red person in the eyes
with extra armor
who's shooting you with overpowered shields.
Yes.
Overpowered. If you have an invader set, you have an additional shield, and you lock down the bank, and you have wall hacks. Like, yeah,
But you've got a team on your side.
Yeah, but they don't know where you are until you start popping him. It varies, all I'm saying. So
I was
like, it'd be nice if there were just little tweaks to the invader to where it was like, maybe not constant wall hacks, maybe like some pings, so you could at least like maybe try and get a little movement to flank him, as opposed to be like, here he comes, bam. Like, it's like almost too easy to track him at a point to, even if take EDZ, the forest map, you can go just the main structure where the boss always is. You have the part underneath. What if you were going to the left and the last second you wander to the other one? It's like, and you could have a couple seconds to throw him off if it was like more pings as opposed to where's he at? Just tracking.
I think that'd be really cool. It'd be far more fair, but to help the invader issue a bit, they would probably need to increase the invade time by like 30 seconds. If it's just pings.
Maybe 10 seconds.
Okay. 20 seconds to meet you in the middle.
That's not the middle. 15's the middle.
Yeah, but 20 is better.
No,
just personal opinion.
Gamma's pro invading. He is pro.
I'm not even an invader, dude.
Hey, I've actually got the red. I've actually got the red jersey. So
yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
yeah. No, I will invade if I have to. But like, if I have to invade, it's bottom tree, dawn blade. Good luck.
Ooh,
that's the lethal one.
Yeah, get that tracking. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. I feel that.
It's not impossible. You can totally take me out, but like,
no, it's a good set. It's a good. It's a
Vorpal sniper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say people invade with truth and just like,
oh my god,
throw Crystal. That tracking in the air, and then Xenophage is what actually I see the most of right now. Xeno,
it's just put it.
Yeah, 1 2 done. 1 2 done. If you get heavy ammo bricks right now with scavenger on, you can wipe out a whole team with 8 bullets. From pretty damn far. So Gambit. So I'm actually was going to ask you guys when they showed the director previously, like, and just spoiler alert, we'll get to it later. Reckoning's gone too. So Gambit Prime, Reckoning. Is it just going to be the Gambit button on the director? There's no Gambit hub, just Gambit.
Just Gambit.
Yeah.
That's all we get.
What's old Drifter up to? Dude, I fucking love the Drifter.
Oh, he's had such a good like run this time as well.
People who I know people that hate him.
What?
Like hate him.
He's he's a fun character.
I know, man, but they're like, he's such a smug dick. Just look at him. Hey, brother.
that's kind of the point.
Yeah,
he is a smug, like been through crap.
I love it.
He's a dirtbag. Yeah, that's a pretty good way to phrase it. Yeah.
And they're like, I just don't like dirtbags. I'm like, that's fair, but story wise,
yes,
I'm pretty sure I'd rip Ashermer's arm off and beat him to death with it if I met him IRL. But like, I love the story. I love it.
Story's great.
I love Drifter, man.
Yeah,
Same thing.
Drifter's amazing. Like I don't know. Like I remember when season of the Drifter, like I literally with the quickness sided with him. Story. I don't care what repercussions is going on. I am not. Now what's funny is one of my friends who did the opposite. And he says that every time he goes in there, like Drifter's like, oh, there's the snitch.
Yeah.
I love that. Like it's the little like. Tell me who doesn't laugh. I remember we had GB on. Like who doesn't laugh when you go to the recaster? And you're talking to the stupid little machine when he's right there, but the machine
and he's just like, this thing on?
No.
Can you pull up to the second window?
Everybody needs that shady friend. He's just a shady character.
Exactly that. Yeah. So Gambit will just have to see. I changed the background, by the way. That's what they kind of projected the director to look like. So it is like Crucible and Vanguard, but I'm wondering if Gambit's just like click on that button and go. It's going to be an interesting piece.
That brings me to D1 vibes.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that, I'm like, that looks like
that's very D1. Yeah. Absolutely.
Plus, I love how you got the fireplace sitting on top of
it. The fire on top, yeah.
Hold on, I can move that. Here we can.
No, don't do it. The Traveler, we gotta move it.
Leave it right there. That's fire. Yeah, salute. Now, I mean, for me, it's like we obviously predicted, obviously
Traveler's on the hot seat.
See, Traveler's definitely on the hot seat now.
Just don't put it on Earth. You might predict some terrible catastrophe.
Oh God, it's too funny. But yeah, man. I mean, for me, it's like we knew this consolidation was going to happen. They've been hitting it for a long time. I'm glad Prime won. You know what I'm saying? I've come full circle now. I used to be Gambit regular guy, but all Gambit Prime now. So I do like that aspect. Interesting about the moat drain and some changes to the Primeval fight. That's going to be interesting. Sad about no new suits though. I thought the introduction of the sets was a cool direction for Gambit. And being that they're not going to really reintroduce that, and they said as mods, I got to see how that's going to work. You know, I understand mechanically because Reckoning is no longer there, and you know you're not going to have that whole do one mode to get the other mode kind of vibe going on. I get that, which I don't mind. I don't mind that, but I was hoping greedy again. I was hoping that we get you know some suits and stuff like that because I really did like the whole putting people into a play style. I thought that was a cool idea. So, and as far as the maps. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I hated Cathedral Scars for some reason. Unlike Gamma,
Why?
like because you couldn't hide. Like that dude comes out, the invader comes out. You cannot run. Like it's on. Like I literally have to just run into the cathedral in the back area and try to see which side he's coming from. You know,
Yeah,
like,
on the other side, I was gonna say on the other side, I've seen people just like watch him just pick him off. Like
really?
People who are like good at defending on that map will just shut invaders down so fast it's not funny because especially if they're up top and they're dumb enough to walk forward on the stairs, they're done. And if I have Xenophage, I'll kill him too. Yeah. So it's like I kind of enjoy and just the aesthetic. Of course, I like Dreaming City as well.
No, the aesthetic is beautiful. Listen, anything Dreaming City. Come on, you already know how it is.
Yeah.
Anything.
Now, Kel's Grave, that crap could go.
See that?
I love Kel's
Grave. I like Kel's Grave.
I cannot tell you how many times I have been Goomba'd and fallen in the damn in the freaking poison water. Like, oh my god, that
part is annoying.
Yeah,
it's something aesthetically. It's like disjointed, but it's weird.
It's not quite steampunk. Is kind of how I describe it.
I like Kel's Grave because there's a lot of different places. It's a jungle gym.
Yes,
it is. So if there is an invader and you're not in spawn. You have so many options to just run around, and they could just ring around the roads because they can see you. They just got to catch you.
Yes. I do like Hell's Grave. I know we not here, but it's something about it. It's just a fun, like you said, jungle gym. It's kind of.
I was like, fun. Yeah, it's like for the ones like Emerald Coast. I feel like I've seen it too, and that's like they're getting rid of the newest ones again, and I'm like, what are you doing to me?
Well, I mean, we know the classics work. Okay, it's the best of list. People
except Titan's one of the newer ones, isn't it? I feel like it was a later edition. Tangled Shore, I think, was around. Yeah, Deep Six and Cathedral of Scars, I think, were the later editions. I think. Yeah.
Deep Six debut with Prime.
Or no, Deep Six and New Arcadia. It was the Titan Mars ones were the new. I can't remember.
Yeah, Titan and Mars were new. I remember New Arcadia and what you call it being new.
Dude, Deep Six needs to be 6 feet deep, dog. I want that thing in there. I'm gone.
I can't believe you hate it so much.
I was like, and do you think we're not getting any new maps for Gambit?
I don't think they're going to focus on Gambit this next season. I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Okay.
I think this next season they're going to focus mostly on the story because, again, not only are the resources already stretched thin, but they're also dealing with COVID. They're all working from home. They have really, from what I could see, I think they've got like workstations on their workstations at the office in Bungie studio that then correspond to their personal at-home workstations, which are then connected to their server infrastructure. It's crazy. From what I've seen,
remote desktop.
Yeah, there's a lot of experimentation, but there's still limitations. But so with that in mind,
European Aerial Zone Gambit, I actually support that. That would be kind of cool.
That'd be huge.
That'd be crazy.
I think isn't the EAZ bigger than Deep Six?
Oh yeah, it's a big map. It's a big map. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. For that one, they would probably have to double the invasion time.
Everything goes to the invader for him. Everything goes. Everything you're like pro invader. Continue.
I don't invade, but I love that the invasions happen.
I mean, without it, it's not. It's just like a boss rush. Like that. I will say that piece of it does have to stay because without the invasions, it's not Gambit. Invasions have to keep you on your toes. Now, do I think sometimes they come too frequently, or even though you've already got your primeval and I don't have nothing, somehow you can still invade me? That's crap. Like there are certain like mechanics to the invaders or timings of them sometimes, but yeah, no, they still have to be there. And when I go in and I get an army of one, it feels freaking fantastic to do it. So no, I love invaders, but Crystal's waiting on me to do something. So I'm going to be over there in the corner for a second, but I'm going to prompt you guys to talk anyway.
Yes.
Crucible.
Yes.
So like Gambit, the new Crucible map playlist will be a curated best of mix and will be pulled from both Destiny 1 and Destiny 2's Legacy. So apparently they said available PvP maps in November 10th. There are 4, it says Destiny. I guess this is everything in Destiny 2, even though they say Destiny 1. I was like, wait, does Destiny 1 getting maps?
The classic Destiny
maps.
maps that we originally got from Destiny.
Yeah, so Twilight Gap, Rusted Lands, Exodus Blue, Bannerfall. Those are the Destiny ones. And then you got quite a few in Destiny 2. The ones leaving for the content vault: Meltdown, Solitude, Retribution, Citadel, Emperor's Respite, Equinox, Eternity, Firebase Echo, Gamber's Ruin, Legion's Gult, and Vostok. Now, in comparison of those 2 lists, we're losing probably a third of the maps. So I have setups to go to in the corner.
Go get ripped.
I got you, bro. I got you. The commentary's on deck. You already got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Vostok
not ripped, by the way.
That's all right. COVID belly is cool, man. We cuddly. That's all good.
I feel you, dude.
Vostok is the only one I'm like, yeah, that could go. I was so happy about that.
I got a lot of friends who love Vostok.
Really?
But again, that's the aesthetic. They loved Rise of Iron.
That's true.
They loved the Iron Lords and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it makes sense. And that was the location. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here at the last word, we're all about fitness. We're preaching fitness here. And as you look at the perfect form, look at the elbows hitting the knees. It is really, really aesthetically pleasing to see the exercise done to this level of perfection. And right now with COVID, man, you're isolated. You gotta do stuff, man. You gotta be active. If you can't get out, you gotta move around. And E is showing you that proper form, that great technique. This is what we do here, man. We try to inspire. And
the cadence is on beat every single time.
The
motion is fluid. He doesn't stop until he's finished, and he sits up with great posture, gets back in his gaming chair, his green screen is up, and he's gonna put his headset up to
even break a spread. That is cardio refined, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look.
I have no
watching it on stream.
I never know what's said when this all goes down. So hope y'all enjoyed that one. Anyways, Crucible, we're back.
Yes, we're back.
We were talking about Vostok and how it's so big and beautiful, but a lot of people don't like it. I prefer it. I'm fine if it's gone or comes into a rotation kind of thing. Not one of the consistent maps. I'm gonna miss Equinox.
Which one? You know what's crazy?
Equinox is that right angle map. It's a triangle.
Yeah.
So it's the
like one side here, one side here.
Oh, for Cognito. Planet.
It's the 9.
Trials of the 9.
Yeah, Trials of the 9.
Not Trials of the 9, but it's one of the 9.
The first Trials one that
it's like this.
Yeah, it's you start here, spawn here with some tunnels in between, and then you meet in the middle. That's what heavy is.
Throw that in
I like that map.
You get hit with that.
Because on the inside, like it's like rats in a maze, but the people on the outside of the maze have snipers.
Snipers, yeah. That was I was like when scout rifles reigned in D2 in the beginning, and we had the double. Oh God, I hated that map. Oh God, I despise that map. I mean, you know what it is too. It's just this is the Osiris fanboy coming in. I just was not. I didn't take well to Trials of Osiris going away when D2 was introduced, and it was Trials of the 9. I was still like angry, like, what is this? This is
bitch.
Yeah, like who's this one chick? With the sock and all this. Like I was not really feeling it. So aesthetically, but no, some people do love it. Some people don't. If you're a sniper, you're a scout guy. I get it. So that's that. Oh, good. Yes.
Yes. Oh, I was gonna say, what about like Emperor's Respite? Like,
I remember that one. Now that's Callus.
That's just the Callus named one.
I'm different on that one. I don't really feel strongly either way. I always look at that map as a countdown map. I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like, oh man, I'm gonna really miss it. But I never really
got to play it that much.
Yeah, when it was big on countdown. Like when Trials was doing countdown or whatever that was, it always would come up. I mean, it looked thematically. It always reminded me of Leviathan. I thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything for me. So what about you? How are you feeling about?
I don't know. It's just it always was kind of would throw me off as let's call it gold and shiny and just like a lot of the PvP maps are more flat colors in the same way like Deep Six, the Titan map. They're not like as It just was always kind of like a refreshing, oh man, we got crazy gold statues in here a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you had the path around the outside, you had the little tunnel in the middle, and you
Yeah.
had the long. So it's like
The long side.
they have their like 3 lanes. I feel like it's like what type of game is Dota? Because I'm blanking for a second.
It's a MOBA.
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 Like MOBA, they have their lanes, and I'm like, I feel like we have our 3 lanes in every Crucible map, like that we have in some way or another. And it's like I would love to see different styles, like the ones where Cauldron, or the Anomaly, like more of the circular type, or just different shapes of maps would be nice for them to see.
Dead Cliffs, I think you have 2, right? No, you got 3.
See, I can't. See, I literally have to like pull up a picture if you guys like talk about a map.
Dead Cliffs is on the European Dead Zone, and it's the one where you spawn. It's just.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
like B is like the outside's all like the rusted buildings. B is in the building with like there's a giant crack in the wall. B's inside. There's another crack, and then
it's like a very skinny triangle.
Yep. Yeah.
Fair enough. Anything on the list, Gamma, that as far as like that's leaving that you're like, man, I'm sad. Like that one's going. I really like that one.
Equinox.
Equinox. You love Equinox. Break it down. Get me over to the dark side.
If I was Equinox is only fun if you want to practice long range. If you want to practice bows, snipers, scouts, etc. Maybe even pulses.
Yeah.
You could bring a pulse just to shut down other people trying to bring snipers. But if you're trying to practice snipers or something, or bows or scouts, Equinox is amazing. Because just as long as you bring like a sidearm, shotgun, whatever, or a sword, to handle the tunnels.
Right.
Outside, you can stay up top. You can go for the heavy, whatever you got to do. And it's just a great way to practice stuff. And the palette is very gentle. It's very light, very calm. Everything is well lit. And in the outside of the skybox is space essentially, but with like a very gentle kind of deep cloud vibe. And you can see the enemies easily.
Yes, that is true. You peek, it's on. You don't better not peek.
So I've done a lot of like private games on that, like a lot, working on like aim and shit.
Fair enough. I definitely feel you on the sniping, long distance practice, that kind of thing. Yeah, that map is completely built for that, and I think that's why I hate it, because I'm terrible at that. That's another reason why I hate it. But like, what about you as far as what's going, like moving out of it?
I'm not as closely attached to like any specific ones. Like they do seem like as Equinox and Solitude. I think both of those are the 9 ones. Those both seem to be going. Emperor's Respite, just aesthetically, like I don't know if they're trying to make aesthetic choices or just like fan favorite type thing. Kind of seems like a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's probably a combination of fan favorites and the ones that give them the less trouble.
Yeah,
probably so.
But I was like,
more plenty of trouble though.
Yeah, I was gonna say more than the maps though. They say as year 4 starts, we're taking the opportunity to focus Crucible experience by reducing the number of playlists and modes available to play. They're going to increase the matchmaking pools, hopefully make it easier to find matches with better connections. And basically they state what's going to be around is Rumble, Clash, Control, which includes Iron Banner, Elimination, which includes Trials, Showdown, Survival, and Mayhem Clash. Now, I don't know if those are rotating or what. The ones that are leaving into the vault, and they said some could come and go, but they said Supremacy, Countdown, Lockdown, Breakthrough, Doubles. And they say Momentum Control and Scorched will return at some point during year 4. Okay. So that one, like Momentum Control is fun every so often because it's really good for Weapon Quest, but it's also like everything feels different in there. So it's like
it's quick
sandbox on his head, like
gnarly.
Yeah. So like the fact that that's not completely leaving, I'm happy about. If Mayhem
story knife grind, that's what you got to do.
There you go. Yeah, exactly what I did. Yes, Jade Rabbit 200 times or 2 or however many. But if Mayhem Clash is on the director for good, this whole thing's fine with. I'm fine with this whole thing.
Once he saw his Mayhem, he's good.
Like because like if I play like Rumble or if I want to play, and Clash actually being there is a good thing too, because it's good just to not always have the points. Right. But every so often, if you just want to burn off steam, it is the best way in this game to just literally Mayhem fits so well, because it's like abilities, grenades, supers, heavy, blah, 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 blah. It's like cool. That was fun and crazy. Nice. Like it's just bonkers and I enjoy it, but I always hate that I have to wait and be like, oh, it's like another 2 months until you get to see it again.
Yeah.
And I hate that. So I was like,
Mayhem is like the antithesis of a competitive PvP's dream. It's just crazy. It's just supers and abilities.
Yeah. So I was like, you have that, you have Control, you have Clash, you have Rumble, Showdown. Of course, they'll have Comp and Survival somehow with Glory, whatever they're going to do with that. Maybe it's something, maybe nothing. But Clash, Mayhem being there is the nice one. I was like, if you're going to shorten it down, you gave me my, burn off some steam.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What about Cog? So you had thoughts, was it more the maps or more the modes?
More the maps. I mean, I felt like the modes make perfect sense. Consolidated, get the playlist right, get the pools, more engagement as opposed to everybody split up. Shout out to Stadia because they suffer from this quite horribly. Shout out to the 10 people in each mode, but neither here nor there. The whole thing is, this makes sense. Happy, I'm a Trials guy. Just to see the name still there, nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? As far as that hopefully we get some improvements. I don't know if it's this season E. I don't know if it's just the one where they're actually going to really deep dive with the adept weapons and the sets and all of that. But as far as
season 13, if they're still on their plan. If they're still on their plan.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. So yeah, that makes sense. I think the maps was important. My focus as far as what's moving out. I am a little bit of a Supremacy guy. It doesn't come up enough. I always did like Supremacy.
It's like confirmed, right?
You just pick up the candy.
Yeah, it's like pick up the little, what I'm saying? Yeah, I like
piece of candy. Piece of candy.
I agree with the momentum control. I thought that was different, but everything else, I'm like, you know what? I didn't got much problem with this. I'm like, yeah, countdown can go, lockdown can go, breakthrough can go. Like, yeah, not much objection here for the most part. Just my whole thing is, obviously the maps, but Trials, I'm always going to beat a dead horse. Really, really have to make. I mean, at the very least, if they're not going to add any of the new modes and the new stuff just yet, please, for the love of God, the anti-cheat.
Dude, I want them to just implement that on the sly overnight. Don't tell me when.
Yeah.
Oh, just see people being like, "What happened to my account?"
My account.
Just coming at it with a scythe with the high grass.
Yeah,
and I just want to see like all the community managers watching Twitter and be like, I feel like I've got an issue, and they just put a smiley face, and be like,
and they're just like,
cool,
wow, crazy.
Sure. You don't know how much you're killing me, by the way, right now.
Looks so good right now. Yo, I ain't gonna front.
It's been sitting here.
It's called Raising Cane's. It's probably cold. I'm sorry, but
I'll heat it up later. But it's kind of like it's a full thing. I haven't even touched it. I've literally just
taken
like 2 bites.
Hold on. Is it a box or a Caniac?
It's a box.
All right.
Actually, it's custom. I got a box for other people, but this one's. I'm actually going to share this with people. It's just I just order the fingers and some bread and the sauce.
All right. Yeah. Educate the non-Texas folk here. What is Raising Cane's? What is the
honestly literally is like a very bare bones menu. It is like chicken tenders, basically amazing Texas toast, usually coleslaw and
fries,
crinkle fries,
crinkle fries,
yep.
And then their cane sauce, which I believe is like a combination of ketchup, mayonnaise. What else?
I don't know. I don't eat it.
I'm
a picky eater. That's all podcast in itself.
That is anti-condiment, man.
You just eat the chicken, dog?
Yes, straight chicken.
Plain. Yo, I was at Guardian Con with this man, and we were eating, and I was looking at him eat in bewilderment as he's separating things. So that'll be another podcast we do. Ease eating choices.
Wait, hang on. Do you eat sushi?
Actually, no. My wife does, but no, I don't.
Why is that?
You don't like fish? No, actually, we'll eat fish if it's cooked. Most fish, actually. I don't like raw fish. Mostly because it's
cold. What about? Man, okay. Next time GCX happens, I'm gonna like try and find a place with like a Chinese buffet, and we're gonna eat small little baby octopus.
Yeah, we're gonna let them try.
Okay, so I'll eat calamari.
No,
it's
like,
fried,
like with tentacles and shit.
Okay, depends on if it's like. It depends on how it's cooked. Yeah, so it's like cooked. I'll try that. Like I've had calamari, so I mean I'll try and the little like tentacle pieces sometimes. But believe me, my eating habits.
All hell.
Yes, I was like even like swordfish. I'm like, yeah, it's fine, but it's not that great. No, there's a whole podcast of my eating habits, guys. That's a rabbit hole.
Like
so.
I felt like that Gordy, I didn't know you. I learned who you were at that moment with your food truck.
I don't eat condiments on hamburgers. That should tell you a little bit right there. 0.
Yo, Gamma, you see your face. That's where I was at. I was like, you exist? Where does this happen?
Yeah, but here's my argument on the other side, though. When I eat a hamburger, I can tell you who actually makes a damn good hamburger, who doesn't make a sandwich of crap all over it. I can tell you who makes the best patty, like seasoned well, cooked right.
Yo, shout out to LC. He said hashtag not my Ebontis. Yo, salute. Again, you salute this man. I don't know how he does it, man.
Okay, here's something. Okay, when it comes down to Texas barbecue, like brisket and stuff, I'm totally agreeing with Ebontis here.
Okay.
You don't need sauces. You don't need rubs. If you get the marinade right, if you cook it just right, if you got enough, if it's medium rare, the whole thing, if you got enough blood in there, you can have a damn good, like if you prepare it and get it right, regular barbecue without sauces, without stuff is fantastic.
Yo, this culinary podcast is lit.
A lot of other states have their own way of doing things. Like some pride themselves on dry rubs and sauces and stuff, and we don't. We just make
a damn good brisket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, this is you learn something new.
But the burger thing, I just can't fucking understand.
Hot dogs, no ketchup, no mustard. That's what we do.
No ketchup, no mustard, no mayo, no. I hate pickles. I cannot stand pickles. That is
I can understand. Some people are like that. I can't
even stand the smell. Like my wife will have them on her sandwich across the table, and I can smell them, and I don't like it.
Yeah, but like there's so many different types of pickles.
Doesn't matter. It's a pickle. No.
You don't like cloth?
It smells like no.
It smells like death.
No, I can just.
Do you like cucumber?
Honestly, I can't say like no. I know a pickle is a cucumber, but typically I don't eat cucumber either. So I've had like cucumber water. So that's more like the essence for like kind of refreshing. But no, I don't eat cucumbers. You
know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna do a podcast. We're gonna invite Stonewolf, who is his brother. And I want a visualization of young E at the dinner table.
I want to see.
Oh, you don't even want to know.
Yeah. Like he had to be the fussy kid. Like, no.
Oh, you know I was straight up.
I don't want it. Yup, I can do you.
I'm not arguing.
His mouth and stuff.
Oh no, I did probably throw up straight up, but there's no like scallop potatoes. Yeah, straight up wouldn't even eat them. Even if my mom cooked them, wouldn't eat them. They're disgusting to me.
God bless your mom for not beating you.
Oh no, that still probably happened some. But
like I would have got destroyed rejecting all this stuff at the table.
No.
Yeah,
my parents tried so many times, but after I threw it up, they're like, "Okay, I'm gonna stop trying."
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have just put a bucket next to you. I'm like, if you're gonna throw it up, do it in the bucket. I don't want to clean it up. But you're gonna eat it.
You gonna eat this? You're a slave over there. You gonna eat this?
See, but it's like that's the thing. It's like I will eat a potato. I don't want a cheesy, nasty, slimy, textured potato.
I think what it is. I think that's what it is. I think
it's like there's some texture involved with some foods. That's the thing.
I think what it is you mentally don't like your food manipulated or like you said, the texture. And I think that affects you, and you're just like, you know what? I don't want to have nothing to do because it seems like it's almost any condiment, anything on top of it.
Do you like salt?
Yes. Oh yeah.
That seems a little manipulative, don't you think?
That's like spices and flavors is one, and like spices. No
ketchup.
Like what about like peppers?
What do you mean?
Habanero, chili.
So like in like actual chili or Mexican food and stuff like that. Yes, I'm not as much of a fan of like
vegetable themselves.
I don't like them raw. I will eat them cooked and more red and yellow versus green.
Instruction manual with this man.
Wait, why?
Green bell peppers. Green bell peppers are too potent. I'll do a red bell pepper, a yellow bell pepper, like cooked in something, and I'm okay. But like a green bell pepper, if it's a lot of it, green bell peppers are potent.
Shout out
compared to the others.
She truly loves you. She truly, see, that is love right there. The relationship.
Burgers. Okay, so burgers. I will do caramel. I will do cooked caramelized onions, but I don't want raw onions.
I mean, I guess it's not bad that like E's particular. You know?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to have someone around who just knows what they like.
I was like, I'm pretty straightforward on my orders, so
it just blows my mind.
I love this. We gotta do a culinary podcast. This is awesome.
I'm just surprised you aren't starved to death.
I know, like,
did you see me over there? There's a reason I'm like trying to eat really healthy right now. I'm not as thin as I'd like to be. I can still eat food.
Clearly I'll eat anything. I mean,
well, that's different. Like I would eat everything in that except the cane sauce, and I don't like coleslaw. That's the other thing I wouldn't eat in there either. It's I just broke Gamma.
Bro, that was me at Guardian Con sitting across from him in a restaurant. And I was just blown away. I'm like learning all these things. And I'm like, so what about this? So that doesn't work either?
No, what's funny is
good.
Matt came to this last Guardian Con, right?
I was with him. We actually had drunk together at a Barbie, him and Fallout. Yeah. And Cactus, shout to Cactus too. What's up?
Yeah, so that was the first time me and Matt ever like met. And we've been working together for like 4 years straight.
So
we talk to each other at least like 3 to 4 times a week, sometimes once a day, for years. And we just been doing it for so long. We didn't even have that moment of like, oh my God, it's good to finally fucking talk to you and meet you. So we just immediately went into like, you want to drink? Yeah. And it was weird. We didn't get to have that awesome like camaraderie moment. We just like, we've been doing this for years. I know everything about it. Yep.
Because it was just like, yeah, it's about it.
It was just like we picked it up like exactly as we've always had it. It was strange.
No, that's dope. I mean, it's just the same. It's always gonna be the same with me and him. It's like it's just. But that's my
we
brother.
walked up, said, "Hey, what's going on?"
Cool. Like, hey, what's going on,
I just blew his mind with the food because he didn't know that about me.
It was like a late night. We was just bugging out.
That's a big one. If you're going out to eat with someone, they're like, "Yeah, I don't like food."
No, I like food. I don't like food in certain ways.
Yeah. I don't like food. Is that kosher?
Oh my God! Shout out to E, man. This is a fun cast. This is hilarious. You learn a lot, man. You learn a lot, man.
Yeah, Anyways,
back to
Destiny. How long is that? That's one of our longer tangents for sure. Sorry, guys. Trials of Osiris. The lighthouse will stay. Mercury's going. So they're keeping that little bucket.
Right.
I'm good.
I kind of wonder how they'll explain the lore behind that type of stuff, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Now here's where we get into some of the.
Yeah, I don't think I can't explain it, to be honest. Yeah, but we'll see.
So we get into raids and dungeons, a little more interesting stuff. So we got the available dungeons on November 10th. Shattered Throne, Pit of Heresy. Prophecy has an asterisk because note that the prophecy will become temporarily unavailable for a brief period of time to allow our team to make necessary technical update. Expect details and dates on timing soon. They also say, like raids, vaults are following the simple rule. If the content's leaving, so is it. So all we're going to have is Last Wish, Garden of Salvation, and Redacted, but Deepstone Crypt or whatever that's going to be. So I want to, because I know Cog and I had talked actually about the engine before.
Yeah.
Prophecy is getting a technical update. And I'm sitting there going, like, we joked that, like, what would be the easiest way to kind of update their engine? It is probably getting a little antiquated. Take out half the game and rebuild half of it for the new one and then slowly build stuff back in. And the dungeon, if it's related to the new stuff, like, I'm also kind of wondering if Prophecy is going to look exactly the same, being as, like, is the Prophecy like, hey, this is the old dungeon you can play, but here's the places you can't go to anymore? Like, is the Wasteland going to look exactly the same, do you think? Is it just going to be the exact look? Or do you think they'd update it?
If I had to guess, I'd bet it would be.
Yeah. I think so.
And about the whole engine thing, there's a little bit of a misconception with that.
Let's go. Let's get technical.
When someone's like, oh, can we get a Destiny 3 because I want a new engine? Because this one takes so long to work with. It's not very, what's that word? It doesn't work very well.
Okay.
It has moments.
Yeah. The engine's constantly changing. For those who are unaware, like you all might already know this, but like just
break it down. I'm learning.
Right. So they're constantly moving the parts and pieces to make and adjust and edit this engine. And from what I've been told by people who actually work on like engine shit,
let's go. That's what I want to know. Tiger data, engine talk. Let's get it.
It's like if you worked with Unity, for example, which is a game engine. Because that's just an open, that's the engine. You don't really get to fuck with it. That's why you got that's limitations.
Right.
You know, you don't really have a chance to really change it very much. Right. But apparently, like they're constantly just updating and changing their engine around. but the bare bones, the foundation of it is probably it's gonna stick around for like probably the entirety of
Destiny.
Until probably next gen's consoles. So not like the PS5, maybe the PS6.
Gotcha. It's an interesting discussion because, again, like I do not claim to be a game developer, nor do I know the intricacies of it. Again, when you look at it face value, it was always something I was curious about. And I know me and E had this discussion, and it, because the simple things like, for the uninformed, like, why don't they just update it, right? And then me and E, we talked about it. We're just like, wait a minute, there's probably things. Because obviously, when you look at the buzzword engines like Unreal Engine 5, that's how, what I'm saying? They need to just switch to that, and then it wouldn't be this problem, because I'm armchair developer.
It feel like the same game.
Exactly. And it has to be nuances that allow them to be adaptive, to be able to pivot with the current engine in the way it is. And then my thing that I had to correct my own thinking was that also, let's be real, we all kind of agree that Destiny has some of the best gunplay. In gaming, right?
I play any other FPS game, even Halo. If I replay those, I'm like, this is boring as all hell.
Bro,
Borderlands came out. I'm like, okay, so the cursor's there, and I click, and I hear a gunshot, and that dude reacts. I'm like, whereas in Destiny, you're like, and it's just like, you feel it. You got to really work with it. You got to work around the recoil and stuff. But like, just a lot of these, just like,
no, it's a good point. It's a good point. So that's the thing. And I mean, it's probably one of those situations, like you said, I mean, it was just something that they are able to update. It's probably not. It's probably more difficult, though, I would say, with a live service game, right? Obviously, constantly, having to do things, and you can't really take the game down. So it's a challenge.
I would be okay, though, every so often be like, hey, we're going to bring the game down for 24 hours. If they need to do a big shift for like Beyond Light, be like, shut it down. Like Fortnite turned their stuff off for like 2 days and they started a black hole. Like people will survive for 2 days without Destiny.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, it was like, and then do what you need to do. Yeah, I'd be
every
like,
time, like
hey,
some
sweet,
crazy shit happens,
changes.
I'd like, yes, nice. Like, all right, so fun fact, you got teleported into a strange room by the Traveler for your safety.
There you go.
That's it. And you get to just enjoy this room for 24 hours. Oh, okay. And then it's like, well,
yeah, listen,
I'm gonna go. It all kind of feeds into that argument of like, you should not. I'm saying you can't, because you totally can, but you probably should not just main Destiny as your only game. And you like a lot of my friends are like hardcore Destiny people, as you could probably guess, right? Yeah. Destiny is not only their favorite hobby, but also their job.
Yes.
Those people are constantly upset that they're giving us the same stuff we did in D1, or there's nothing new to do. Oh, there's nothing new to grind, nothing new to chase.
Right.
But like they always forget, like more than half of the people of this game
do not consume content the way they do.
Yeah, not only that, but they don't even finish the seasonal stuff.
Facts.
Over half the player population do not finish each seasonal stuff.
Factual.
Like not even just the constant like grind and like get everything right, like perfection and all that stuff. They don't even finish the story.
Factual.
I was like, I'm ranked like 175 ish on my season rank. But yeah, there's people who don't even finish the season pass. A lot of them probably don't.
Yeah. That's the majority. And Gam is making a good point. That's literally what I call them, the 1%ers have to understand. Like I know it hurts your heart sometimes. But
it's great.
Why
to
do
have
you
stuff
say
to grind
me?
For.
I gotta put you in there. You the elite, you the bourgeoisie.
Do you oh my
as I sit here and play other things on stream.
Yeah. I'm like it's like the PvP people or Glad or any of those people just like, Sean didn't really bother too much. He didn't care as much, I think, about running into shit because he has a pretty good perspective on like, I'm weird, but just a lot of them, a lot of them just man, nothing to do in this game. We got to grind for.
Get him, Gambit. Get him.
And I'm just like,
you're catering to the casuals.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. I get so sick of hearing they're catering to the casuals. Yes. It's a game. How many people do you think do this for a living?
That's a good point.
So few.
That's a good point.
Like, relax. Like, I'm one of those people. Like, I make a living off Destiny.
Right.
You hear me bitching?
No, but listen, that I give you any credit. Like, that takes a responsible person, a different type of mentality to separate yourself and understand where you are in the scheme of things at a player base, but at the same time respect the other girl. And that's what both of you guys do well. And to ease defense, you know what I mean? He plays other games when he's got everything done.
I was gonna say that's exactly what you got to do. He's got it right. Man, you play other shit. Have fun.
Facts. You can't just be staring there mad at the screen because you did everything, you consumed. It's like, like parents give you the meal, you scoffed it down and you mad. Everybody else ain't finished yet.
Savor the bite of your Wagyu filet that you got cooked medium rare at your steakhouse and it cost you $150 to eat a piece of meat. And you're like, you better enjoy that.
Yeah.
And then when you're done, that was a great dish. Then you're going to go have, filler food in between and do other stuff. When
and
things
the next
are great,
time you get that $150 Wagyu beef, you're going to put a bunch of ketchup on it.
Oh, hell no. Don't freaking ruin that steak. God.
Yo, hold on. We got Teddy in the house.
No, I will definitely say if anybody puts anything on steak besides salt, pepper, maybe the tiniest little bit of butter, that's all you need.
We ain't even doing no A1.
Hell no.
Yeah, no.
No.
I agree.
No, A1 can.
It's great. It's great, but like if you're making a steak for the steak, you don't need that stuff.
If I take you to a steakhouse and your steak costs $80 and you ask for A1, we are walking to the car and I'm gonna make you pay for it. You don't like steak, then that's the problem. Or you haven't had a good steak.
That's maybe that.
Maybe you haven't had a good steak.
A1's in the chat, Destiny show.
No, maybe
the only steak sauce a good steak needs is O negative, man. Give me that freaking. That's all I need: blood, salt, pepper, butter.
So Sean's saying like $150 a steak. I was like, no, probably one of my. There's a place around here called Papa's Brothers Steakhouse, and it's where my wife and I actually had our reception. And their bone-in ribeye for me is like 22, 24 ounces. Literally, they dry age it for like 20, 30 day dry age or wet age. I always forget. And it's just like, it is amazing. The flavor, the crust that they get on there with the hard sear. And it's just literally salt and pepper. You put sauce. I don't even know. I hope they don't even have it in the restaurant. They probably do because the wrong people ask for it. But no, like if you get a good $60 to $80 steak, you shouldn't put anything on it is my point. No.
They probably have other stuff.
I'm going to slap it out of your hand.
Remember that old commercial? This is unrelated. And it was like, could you pass me the Palmer all fruit? Could you please pass me the jelly? I'm that dude. Remember that commercial from back in the day? I'm that guy. I'm getting the A1. Where's the A1 server at? Thank you, sir. Let's get this thing nice.
Do you have any Jacques Pepin?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any Grey Pepin?
Yo, shout out to Tease and Teddy. I wanted to shout him out. He was in the chat earlier. He said he'll stare at the screen, get mad, and like it. We were talking about the whole
Miss Gingerish is in here. I don't know if I've seen you in here before. She's like, this is the weirdest podcast.
It's amazing. Yeah,
that's my girl.
Oh, that is. Oh, well,
not like my girl, but like
follower. Yeah,
a lovely person.
Yeah. Yeah. This is not normal. We have tangents. I'll give you that. We definitely get off track sometimes, but this much food talk isn't normal. Just FYI. Normally it is a lot of Destiny, but stuff happens.
Hey, sometimes telling me the grind of Destiny isn't food talk anyway?
Pretty much, yeah. You get the food.
Put on the Netflix, have some food, grind it out.
Yeah.
I love how the chat turned on me.
Oh, dude, you are so fired.
Yeah, they don't like me for this one. Yo says save the
next
A1.
time you're down here, we're gonna go to that steakhouse and you have to promise me you are not going to have the A1. If I take you there,
all right, bet I'll do that. I'll know A1 at your steak spot, but you gonna go to one of my spots. You gonna try some condiments? Damn it!
No.
Yes,
ketchup. No.
What condiments are we talking here?
Yeah, like relish or ketchup.
Okay, I don't like pickles, and I've had ketchup and I don't want it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who hand make their own condiments.
But I'm willing to be flexible. See the difference?
No, there's a difference of like. No, you're eating a steak wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're eating it correctly by not putting stuff on.
Okay.
A good steak, correctly,
So
yes.
Or just to finalize this whole condiment situation, this argument, right? There's a lot of people who make their own condiments, right? And for them, a steak requires various ingredients, such as a good way to make the steak, in their opinion, is with this weird homemade sour cream or something.
No.
See? You see?
Now, okay. Hold on. Sour cream in and of itself, I don't like. But you can literally put sour cream in a cake and like it'll make it like fluffy and kind of light. So that's different. But it was like, there's no reason sour cream should be near a steak.
Probably.
Do what?
Have you ever tried it?
No.
I wouldn't want it.
No.
Is it just? Is it? Hold on. Is it sour cream sitting on a steak? I'm asking.
You take a dollop of sour cream.
Woo! Nope.
Spread it on a steak.
No.
Nope.
Give it a shot.
No.
I'll give it a shot.
Hell no.
See? You see?
You sound like you've never tried butt stuff.
He's never tried it.
It sounds like you've never experimented in other aspects of your life.
Yes.
You gotta try things, man. You never know if you love it.
Bro. You can't be that fussy kid.
I have tried sour cream. I've literally tried the stuff, and I think
on the steak.
No. But I don't like sour cream.
Different flavor.
It's still, I'm going to taste the sour cream and that's going to ruin the steak.
What if it's a bad steak already?
Well, then that's the steak's problem.
Exactly. But then you put some sour cream on it. And
then I'm going to not like either of them.
But you got to
If it's a bad steak with sour cream that I don't like, that's 2 strikes. No.
Then it's a completely different flavor.
It's just, okay, you polish a turd, it's still a turd. It's not going to get better.
Maybe it's a very pretty polished turd.
He just said it's a bad steak.
Oh my God.
Sometimes beautiful polished turds are beautiful.
Maybe the eye of the beholder, but this eye says no.
It would be your tongue that probably said no.
Yeah. And then my stomach thereafter when I throw up from eating the turd, but that's fine.
Outstanding, he's on fire. He said, I bet he's the type that like his cereal without milk. I'm done.
Screw all of y'all. I'm not that bad. Damn.
Listen, if I'm going to get A1 abuse, I'm glad you getting condiments.
A1, this should not be on
great.
Good. Now, if you're going to eat a well-done sirloin that's like shoe leather anyway, yeah, put whatever the crap you want on it because that's not a good steak. But a damn good steak should be
I will never put sour cream on a Wagyu beef. All right. It makes you feel better.
Yeah. I was like, if you need to cover a piece of like cheap meat from the store and you're like, I need a way to get this thing down because I'm going to like probably overcook it anyway, do what you got to do. But I'm saying
I rarely put sour cream on anything. But I'm just saying, I've tried it and it's not bad.
You're just trying to mess with me now. At some point, we'll get through the swab. Anyway, at some point, we'll get through the swab.
Back to it.
This man said he was in for the long haul and he committed, so can't argue that.
Culinary episode.
Yeah, be like, it's like, what's the title of this podcast? Food.
The
way Ebontis eats food wrong, and the fact that Ebontis doesn't like food, and then Cognito ruins steaks. That's the name of the podcast right there. Yeah, nailed it.
Perfect.
Feet Gammatrap, by the way. Gotta have you in there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's just this guest that we have on. No big deal. He's the one in here with the fried chicken that I want to eat. No, this is me on like meal prepping right now.
That makes 2 of us, bro. I'm staring at this the whole time.
Hey, when I go through this, eat some bites, man. You are good. I'm gonna talk about the exotic quest for a little bit. I got a lot to go through.
What do you think, man?
All right, so we got exotic quests. As the content enters the DCV, some exotic quests obviously won't be able to be touched. Either progress, activities, or things that you can't do. If you want to acquire these exotics via their original quests, do these prior to the end of season revivals. Sturm, Mida Multitool, Rat King, Legend of Acreus, Sleeper Simulant, Polaris Lance, Worldline Zero, Ace of Spades, Last Word, Layman Arc, Jotun, Izanagi's Burden, Thorn, Lumina, Truth, Bad Juju.
And I would like to point out that statistically, more than half of the player population are missing at least half of those.
Probably because they don't raid for some of them.
Exactly. Yeah. Or the end game content anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss Forges though, and that's a weird one on my part. I know I'm weird.
No, my brother's probably gonna miss those too. Actually, when he listens to this later, he'll probably
down to the Forges.
Raise his hand. None of these legacy exotics are being retired from Destiny. Their original acquisition journeys are simply entering the DCV alongside their supported destination. But we want new and existing players to be able to earn the legacy exotics. So, starting in year 4, any exotic tied to a quest that has been vaulted, like those listed above, will now become available through a new memorial kiosk situated among the vault kiosks in the tower. We'll have more information later this season how the exotic archive works, on ways you're going to earn the exotics you don't have your hands on before year 4. But the people are like, hey, what about exotics? Hold on. We got exotics.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that you, available catalysts that are going to be there, there's a big list. But the catalysts that you will not be able to earn once season 12 starts are as follows. So if you want these, make note and get them now. Bad Juju, Tribute Hall, Huckleberry, I can't quite remember why. Izanagi's Burden, Menagerie, Legend of Acreus, Leviathan, Polaris Lance, I think also Leviathan. Warmind, yep. Skyburner's Oath. That, I think the catalyst is in one of the 3 raids. Sleeper catalyst. Did you get yours?
No, I gotta get it, man. This hurts. I was hoping.
Telesto, Outbreak Perfected, Whisper of the Worm, and World Line 0. Now, they do have a nice little asterisk. Where do they say?
Whisper of the Worm Perfected.
Yeah, there's certain activities.
Oh, yeah, the perfected one.
Yeah. So they get to that a little later. It's like, what activities are going away? So Whispers, we knew was going with IO, but as the old tower is part of the Red War campaign, Outbreak Perfected is out of there too. So 0 hours gone. And what was your whole argument? Well, the whole Whisper of the Worm thing. Whisper of the Worm's not there anymore. Or the Whisper mission isn't there anymore. So now they can't experience the way to get Whisper anyway. So now
are you trying to promote
I'm asking about sunsetting. If you remove the mission,
trying to promote that again, sir?
I'm just asking. As it's happening, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about it?
Promote your evil narrative once again, sir?
Yes, of course I am. Of course.
Okay. I see where this is going, and I see the smile on your face. I know you love.
No, I'm asking. Believe me, it's like my Whisper video is truly like done. There's nobody gonna look at that thing ever again after once season 12 starts, probably. That's leaving, and also now they're getting rid of potentially either the farm because of 0, or at least not the farm, but 0 because of the old tower.
Right.
Lots of the 2 secret missions are both going.
Right.
Hopefully they'll give us more ones. We don't know yet, but I made this prediction a little while ago about how everyone's favorite line in the entire game. You just never quit, do you? Took out God, woke up a traveler.
Yeah,
that's gonna have to go.
Yeah, that's gonna have to go.
Or new people will have no idea what it means.
And I want to make
I just made a little prediction, and people were like,
"That's right."
Yeah. Who's saying that? Who says that?
Hawthorne.
When you go to her,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the Red War campaign.
Yeah.
That's literally the main D2 campaign.
Yeah, that's literally it.
And that's what the whole thing. They were like surprised, like even though they said that it's not gonna, it's gonna change. They just were like, wait, hang on.
Yeah,
that's like D2. Like that's what you do. You know.
Good point. It's a good point.
It just makes him face the reality of it all.
That leads more into like the soft D3 because it is the hist a lot. Like if you think we're getting year 3 and we're getting the Forsaken expansion and nothing else, no seasons on either side of that, and you get Forsaken, period, no seasons in year 3. Everything else in those first 2 years is basically gone because we're losing Menagerie, Forges, which you just said. Reckoning is going, so that's the 3 seasons. Then you've got all of year 1 between Warmind, Osiris, Red War. All those are gone, and the planets that they can get rid of too. Like there's a lot going.
Oh yeah,
making a lot of room.
Oh yeah,
it makes you feel like, wow, when's the last time we had this much room? Vanilla, D1, D2. It's a soft vanilla.
Yeah.
It is a strong reboot of sorts. I had a comment, an observation with Cam. I was watching one of your streams, and I thought what was quite hilarious was being that I believe it was Sundial you didn't play as much, and I thought it was quite humorous that obviously the whole community had went through the whole thing with the maze and the thing, and then you just went right up to good old Raul. And just
I was like, I don't have a bastion yet.
Yeah, boom, right? And
I got all the story. everything got unlocked. And I was like, wow.
All unlocked for this man. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, because he knows how I'm very disgusted with these type of missions go. That's why he's definitely pulling a knife right now. But he's twisting a knife. But the thing, it's funny because literally these are situations that's going to happen. There's going to be people who never done 0 Hour, never done Whisper. In some way, they're going to probably introduce these things back into the game, whether it be
I was worried about the kiosk thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, which we're going to talk about and all that stuff. It's just going to be quite funny. The person has no experience. And for the people who bled, who sacrificed their lives for you to have this, right? And here you go, walking up to the kiosk.
Filthy casual I am.
Literally, I thought about you with Bastion, and I'm like, yo, he didn't even go through that. He just literally just walked up and picks up Bastion. And I there's a part of me, like I said, we're not gonna make this debate sugar. I'll go on too long. We're not trying to do that. But that kills me inside. That destroys my soul. That a person just literally goes up like it's Walmart and adds that to the conveyor belt and moves on like that right there. But I'm done. My rant's over. I just had to say.
I too actually hate it, but I'm coming from like, okay, World of Warcraft is probably the best MMO that popularized the entire genre.
Facts.
Right. There were some MMOs that came before it, and there's plenty of MMOs that came after it. But the reigning king supreme, the supreme ruler of MMOs is World of Warcraft. And there might even be MMOs that do better than that at the current moment. But like, you know, when you want to think of a great MMO that has done a lot of experimentation, that has thought about all kinds of stuff, seen where it came from. Some people have favorite iterations. Okay, I like the classic version. I liked BC. I liked various expansions. They have, okay, the only way to get this gear is you have to go do this thing, which requires you to spend 6 hours on this giant quest line and to get into the dungeon or the raid for it. And then you've got to beat it with this particular shit. If you don't do these things, you do not get this stuff at all, ever. End of story. No one can trade it to you. You can't buy it.
I like that.
Me too. I love it.
I love that. I want, if they're going to do that, these dudes don't get that ever.
Ever.
Like, ever. You come see
so
me,
then you're okay with sunsetting exotics?
No, I'm not.
Get them out of here.
That's all.
Lock them off. Burn them alive. I don't want them. Let them be old.
No, you just said if you can't earn it the right way, then I don't want them to have it. Then how can you say you don't want it sunset?
Right.
I'm just compromising.
I want an opportunity for better crazy exotics. That's personal opinion. Right?
You were doing so well today. You was like my favorite. You were almost my favorite guest.
It only makes sense. Okay. I'm not gonna go on the crazy tangent. I guess this dude is, or I don't know if he's above me or he's like over there on the.
No, he's actually. Where is he?
Shit.
That's what you get. Yeah.
He's back.
Sorry, I hung up. Once a podcast, I get my little glitch, so it's fine.
Okay.
Oh man,
is the stream so good?
Yeah, we
stream's good.
Okay, so
he's to your left, by the way.
Okay, I'm not going to go into crazy tangent like E about maybe that. I don't. E, have you made a video about this? I assume you have.
I actually haven't done one about sunsetting. We have had like basically knockdown, drag out fights on here. Actually, on the podcast. Right. So yeah,
once you iron out your thoughts on it into a good, solid, cohesive thing,
use what you're gonna say.
Sure, if you want. But like with me, I love you only can do these things if you do these things. You only get this prestige level armor with this cool glow. You only get this cool exotic. You only get all whatever. You only get Thunder Fury if you beat this raid boss with a 0.2% drop of this and a 0.01% drop of this and combine them in this hard ass spot to get to, and you've got the best weapon in the game.
Bam.
Right? But it requires the raid to be in the game. It requires you to be able to do those things. If it's not in the game, I still won't be able to have them. So the kiosk is kind of the only thing that makes sense. It kind of hurts though.
You're cool with the dude aisle 2. Let me get a Izanagi on aisle 4.
I would love a Teraba if you please. And they get it. They're like, wow, forgets about it.
1,000 voices on aisle 3.
Just
can I get 2 of those for
please?
7 cards? Thanks.
Yes, thank you. And you got that one guy like with the hat on, like big old beard, missing a leg.
Yep. Back in my day, we fought for it. We bled on the
yeah. For that 1K that you just so willingly think is just nothing, you know, it's like the old vet talk. I've seen some things, man.
But that's kind of the idea. It's like when something goes into the vault, this is the list of stuff that goes with it. When a destination goes, story missions, cinematics, strikes, raids, dungeons, adventures, secret missions, vendors, bounties, destination specific patrols, collectibles, like destination specific activities like the Forge, which I think I basically forgot about, and then escalation protocol, and then just this destination itself as well, just patrols, like the whole thing, and just anything associated with it. And I think some people are finally getting a realization of what that actually encompassed. And I was just like, yeah, I was going, Whisper's going, all that stuff's fine. Think people finally are reading in a list and they're like, oh crap. Like
they're not ready for it.
Yeah, they wasn't ready for it.
I don't think they were ready to see the list.
Dude, okay. As much as I want people to have a great time, I cannot wait for the screaming to start. Dude, I can't wait.
He just wants to watch the world burn.
Yes, I want not the burn. I want the world to stay alive and all that stuff. But like, if every time they do some crazy ass shit that I think is going to be good, healthy overall for the over entirety of the game, right? I know it's going to be kind of, you know, but I'm not going to scream about it. But the best part is I know a lot of people do.
So you're enjoying their pain.
Dude, I want to hear there to be a cry in all of Egypt as to have never been or ever will be again. Know what I'm saying? Some fucking I want to like what, you know, dude, set Reddit on fire. I want to watch it,
okay? This man is the Lord of Chaos. That's your new nickname. The Lord of Chaos. Listen, man, I hear y'all. I mean, this is not a surprise. I mean, I knew obviously with the destinations going and things tied. They've already hinted what was going on. I just don't like E's enjoyment. That's all. I just don't like his joy reading these news. He's so happy. He's so excited to get to this point and emphasize certain lines. Yeah.
The whole joke was before that I was like, hey, what if they like ever, you know, take some stuff out of the game? And it was literally the next week, Luke Smith talked about sunsetting. And he was just like, oh. I was like, I called it by about 5 days, so he still just hates that I was like that close.
Yes, Luke, stop listening to him, please. Thank you.
Shout out to
Luke.
Luke.
I said, I want the anti cheat overnight.
Oh, facts, give me that.
Oh, dude, that would be amazing. Just be like,
don't say nothing. Don't say shit. No twabs leading up. Nothing. Not even, hey, we're thinking about work. Don't talk about it. Don't
just
mention
beyond
it.
light launches and people.
And they're just like,
yep.
I just want somebody's like Excel spreadsheet to start just getting populated with people who are banned.
Are you banned? How did that happen?
It's so weird.
Nuts. And it's gonna be friends. You're gonna have friends like, my account got banned. Today?
Yeah. He said today.
Weird. Funny.
No, the only thing like I said.
A lot of other people's accounts have been banned today.
Look at me acting like the IT manager that don't know what happened. It's funny. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I can say, my last point, I'll finish this. I'm going to go along with this. But, you know, inevitable, you know, obviously with the destinations going, obviously it's going to make me now push to get this stuff, you know, as far as, you know, they're really not giving any option as to when it's possibly coming back or if at all. I guess, like, to your point, then it's like, Gamma, which is, if they gonna do this, which I despise to my soul, that it gotta be a situation to me where it's like, it still exists, but that new group can't get it. Because again, the kiosk, I'm just thinking about D1, that damn kiosk. That's why I guess it just takes me back there. But, you know, that kind of bothers me, really. But if they're gonna do that, you know, it should be a situation where you feel that person feels proud that they have it. The new guy in the Guardian of the Tower comes to you like, yo, where did you get that? Like, yo, back in such and such, you know, I was there. I did this and this. I had to do it, and then you just stare at it.
Well, how about what if they made a specific ornament that you could only get access to if you got it legit, and it looks badass? So you put on that whisper ornament, and everyone, all the kiosk whispers are like, what? How'd you get that? And you're like,
it better be on name, bro.
I was on IO,
Gamma,
dude. I was
bro.
being shot at by Taken, bro.
I feel you, but I need, if they're gonna do, if that's gonna be the compromise, then which I like. I need Gammatrap levels of art. I want flames. I want things popping out of this thing. I want chroma. I want all type of stuff. I want you to know you don't have this. I got this, and I'll make you feel small for not doing it.
Cog's over here like, I want like a sash across my chest of like a beauty queen. I want the gun to be like 17 different colors, and I want the title to say Whisper just because I got that.
Yes. Right. I want the bells and whistles. I want the side.
Called the Taken Whisperer just because I beat that and got the catalyst. Because I watched a lovely Ebontis video and I know exactly what to do.
Yes.
I want the new kiosk Whisper of the Worm. I want that to look like a giant tube, like you just unrolled a bunch of wrapping paper and it's a cardboard piece of shit.
I want my warlock looking like how you have Winter, like with Outbreak Prime. I want the Siva coming out my neck. I want all that. I want that's how I want to look. So you will feel away. You're like, damn, I should have been playing this game.
On that, a lot of people are like, oh man, D1 armors are just so much better.
Ooh, spicy.
Let me just say something here. Like a lot of people say that. Like,
Year 3 D1 armor.
They were like, yeah, D1 armor is the best armor in all of Destiny. They were saying that, and people do say that, and it's pretty true. And here's the deal.
What's up?
They expected, they didn't know what the hell to do with D1. Right? So they very quickly pulled out all the stops and like, okay, what do you like? I want to make a badass knight with armor. Okay, well let's implement the hive shit and make a really cool monster thing. They were crazy with D1.
Right.
D2, they immediately knew that they were for a long road for D2 because that was the new specs, that was the new stuff, and they wanted to eventually try and make it so they can connect the next iterations of Destiny. They didn't plan on D2 lasting forever, but they hoped D2 would. But at the meantime, like, did you see D2 year 1? Sweatpants. Sweatpants is an armor set for hunters, I think, with like with combat or hiking boots that were like folded out and you could like not laced up properly. All the shaders were gray. Every single one washed out and shitty.
Washed out and terrible.
Yeah. That's because they want you to constantly be able to grind upwards towards something. If they start the game looking like shit, right? Like if they start, better way of saying this, if they start the game with D2 armor year 1 vanilla, if they give it D1 level armor near the end of it, what the fuck you gonna do?
Right.
Once you get to D2 year 3, year 4, and you brought the god shit out in the beginning, you're like,
then it's like, no, I get where you're going.
The bar is too high, but I was like, I feel like the bar right now is like the ceiling is too low that they don't let as much stuff shine as I think it could. Like,
dude, there's so much good shit right now.
Well, like, okay, for example, something for like Pit of Heresy is like one I fall back on. I would love that, not Dreambane armor. Like, I don't want to look like a spacesuit. I want to look like Zolmak.
Right.
Like, that armor would be cool. Like, certain things could have very specific ties. And be like, hey, I'm walking around as like a Hive Knight. Okay, now we're going into Europa. Hey, this dungeon has some pretty cool looking armor. And you could do, if the Prophecy armor or the Daito kind of has its theme, but if the Prophecy armor was like almost more geometrical, like almost just like shapes and very, very weird looking, I would actually kind of be okay with that because it fits the theme of where it came from.
Armor is better. When you finished the Taken King, you look like Oryx. When you finished these raids, you grabbed the aesthetic of what you fought, and that's what made it better. And we're gonna leave that because
it was good. D1 armor was fantastic. They did everything right with D1, but they had a very smaller timeline.
Yeah,
and they're just trying to find a way to make sure that this timeline stretches. So honestly, like, I've been doing this fashion show thing recently, right? And I've seen some weird shit, and I've seen some amazing shit.
Yeah.
I've seen some great shit in D1.
Yes.
Like, there was some great shit in D1.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there is such an ability for people to go crazy in D2. I've seen, like, I would say stuff that's at least on par, if not better, armor-wise, than D1 stuff.
Wow.
And and I know Ebontis, you main Titan, right? So I have this theory because I've seen now thousands of Titans.
Right.
I've seen pretty much every. I say that I'm always surprised, but the Titans have 3 looks and that's it, right? You might be able to combine them if you're clever, but it's just you're either a knight,
right,
a trash can clown, or a murder machine.
A murder machine.
That's it.
That's it.
Like every set is either a knight, a trash can clown, or a murder machine.
Trash can. He going in.
Trash can clown is good. I like
it. He going in.
Now, like I said, you can combine them. Like you can get a nightly murder machine or a trash can clown murder machine, which is terrifying.
That's like insane clown posse, but you know,
yeah,
it's so disrespectful.
Some people love it.
Listen, I will give you the fact that, you know, I guess with shaders and you know, there are a lot, the volume. I feel volume.
There are so many versatile things.
Yes, it's
and with transmogs coming out, they're letting people see it.
Right. It's volume. You know what I'm saying? Or what I'm talking about, and I think what he's alluding to is more aesthetic per activity and just the feeling of accomplishment when you do pinnacle activities, especially. You know, these are things like
amazing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like one thing D1 did so right, like when you did a lot of these, you know, strikes, well, even when it comes down to the sparrows and the ships, right? You know, D2
horns.
You know what I'm saying? Remember the horns?
I want that Michael Bay when I drive into an area, go,
you know what I'm saying? Like I just miss certain things, and it's just like again, they're trying to get better, but you know, it just immediately in D2 went to the Eververse. It literally went to the Eververse, and you're like, yo, this would have been a cool thing to earn in game. Like, why don't we do that anymore? You know what I'm saying?
It would be amazing.
There's the ship that I fly around with all the time. Should have come from Pit of Heresy, like that type of, and. Granted, they took one of the Eververse sets out and put it into Prophecy as a small, like, they're trying, but it's like, again, that stuff needs to happen much more frequently and at least in equal levels of like, hey, if you go do this really hard thing, and again, set them apart. This really hard thing, you solo flawless it, cool, here's this thing. Or you can go buy it. Like, you could do it both ways, but make one option be earnable, maybe make it a pain in the butt, though.
Yeah.
At this point, I may as well say pain in the ass because I'm definitely marking this thing mature.
I was asking if I
this whole thing's gonna get marked. I can't beep it enough, so you're good.
Again, you got the thing is, like they got beep. The last point I'll say is 0 hour kills me because you know when you do it with all the extras.
Oh, the trash can ship.
Why is that ship so trash?
Oh, you could have a Siva ship that would be so cool in there.
Exactly. Like, why is that trip? It is the worst. I'm like, whose decision was it to say, you know what?
It's like a bad joke. That's like a Bungie guy troll and be like, oh, you did this crazy stuff. Look at this ship.
Yeah,
look at their expressions on their faces. It's so ugly.
So
I'm friends with a lot of artists, but I don't think any of them do any ship stuff. But man, they've got some weird choices with those ships, dude. Some sparrows, even a lot of sparrows are great. Yeah, I mean, some of these ships are like they're really experimenting. Like one looks like a fucking Walkman CD player. I'm like, a sparrow literally looks ribbed for her pleasure, and I'm saying,
wow, this is last word after hours. Sorry,
that's
everybody.
You taking it there.
So they've got a lot of creative freedom. That's great.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Some people love it. Like you got to have meme loadouts. I mean, I suppose it can't be bad. Like you know, I think Ninja was one of the ones who constantly just rode around in that freaking dildo copter.
Wow.
You just plow right into people. It's like, oh, I guess they couldn't take it.
And there goes these sponsors.
Yeah. I was like, good. Yeah.
He said he's stupid.
Well, go ahead and cancel that appointment.
You're good.
It's nice knowing you guys. Okay.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, last thing is, as long as I gotta get these damn catalysts, y'all. I gotta get my catalysts.
Yeah. Now, I will say, this is the blessing in disguise for the delay. People are like, oh, this stuff's going away. Guess what? You got 83. You got 2.5 months.
November, man.
You got time.
Do it. It's not. Most people probably have at least half of this stuff, and it's not impossible for even a casual to finish the other half. by
Sleep is my
November.
favorite weapon, and I just hate that the catalyst is so RNG. There's not a specific path. Like you just got to keep running it and just hope that it drops at the chest, and kind of thing. So,
What's your weapon?
Sleeper Simulator is one of my favorites.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I'm a big sleeper guy. Big sleeper.
Dude, I gotta get the friggin' bad Juju Catalyst. That's one of my D1 favorites.
Oh yeah, that's true. Tribute.
I need one tribute to do that, and I just haven't sat down. It's just like I need to go get a few pieces of armor and then just like go play some Crucible and be done. And I just need to do it. Yeah. That's one that I'm like.
You're busy playing, I don't know, whatever.
Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah,
there we go. Dude, I mean, you don't feel bad.
That game is amazing, dude.
I know. Dude. I haven't played it. I don't have it, but I watch it every chance I get, and I'm like, what? Every time it's something different.
For you, as like, you would get lost in photo mode, wouldn't you? Just like,
no, I don't like photo mode in games.
Oh, I will say for me,
it's not that I shouldn't say that I don't like it. I never give myself time to use it because I'm always trying to play the game because I never have time to do anything.
Part of like, I will say part of this game though will almost make you like
this game will make you do it. The environment is a character.
I love that. That's so good.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Like, I've never played a game where every time I go to a different locale, I'm in awe of what I'm seeing.
Oh, so you've never played like the From Software games?
Yeah, but I don't consider like Tsushima is something different, bro.
It's a different vibe for sure.
Yeah, it's just different, bro.
But you got to play it on lethal. I will tell you that.
Don't kill yourself, sir.
You don't have to. I will say, but I will say for like I feel like a badass samurai. It's like I'm shing shing. This guy's dead. Shing shing. I'm like. If I slash somebody like running at them completely across the chest with a samurai sword, they're gonna die, and they do. And I love that aspect of lethal mode because also if I screw up, trust me, I die real fast too. But when you go on a tear of like 6, 7 guys and just go completely ham,
realism. I know where you going. Yeah, I get
so good. Yeah, it's like it's not for everybody. I get it, but lethal mode, like if you can build up to it, man, feels good.
Yeah. Crystal's mad that we're not calling it a katana. He's
katana. Like, I'm sorry.
What, the samurai sword?
Yeah, he gets mad. Crystal's very
Crystal
detailed.
Like can tell me like the name of every weapon that anybody in the game is using, be it the enemy, anybody else, the size of the longbow that should be taller than me. Like the dude knows his weapons, no question about it. So yeah, it's a katana. I'm sorry, katana.
But anyway, what else we got, Eve?
Last thing is,
there's a twab in there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a twab. We are almost there, guys. We are almost there. This journey is about to finish, and this man can finally eat his damn cold ass dinner.
I'm gonna heat it back up.
Yeah, I was like, there's a microwave in your future or an oven. I don't know. Toaster oven might be a nice balance. Make sure those fries are crispy.
I got shit. I got stuff to do, man. I started a piece for the next Myelin piece last night, and I haven't gotten to touch it yet since then, and I've got to finish it by Saturday. Like I get 2, maybe 3 days sometimes to do these pieces each.
Well, we appreciate stealing this much of your time. So last piece, the year 1 campaign. So they said with some of the core year 1 destinations entering the vault, it's true, free-for-all players, Red War, Curse of Osiris, Warmind, they're not coming. The campaigns are gone. They said they are building a new expanded Guardian origin story on the Cosmodrome that will launch us alongside year 4 and will be available to all Guardians to play.
I'm excited for that.
It is designed to introduce you to the world and mechanics of Destiny and prepare you to play the action MMO we all enjoy. Just feels like a cliche line in there. You could have just said mechanics of Destiny, period, but that's me as editing.
I enjoy it.
The Forsaken and Shadowkeep story campaigns will still be playable. And I think this is them tying almost the Stranger and D1 and kind of getting rid of all that stuff in the middle. Like Forsaken's there, but it's like Forsaken, Savathun, that ties into like the Witch Queen in like year 5 or whatever that's going to be. Right now, they're somehow going to connect like year 1 of Destiny 1 to Europa and like kind of take a big giant eraser in the middle.
Well,
I'm guessing.
Not much of your... Dude, wait, hang on.
Uh-oh. What? Uh-oh. Thinking, light bulb.
Bing!
What's went off?
Yeah, if they were going to try and connect the Stranger, because that'd make the most economic sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you'd have to go from Earth to the moon. But you'd have to go to Venus.
But so it'll be some abbreviated version, but it's like...
version, probably.
Yeah, can you imagine seeing the
What if she hands you the
D2?
Stranger's rifle as new players get the Stranger's rifle?
Facts. They could flip it. They could flip it, bro. Little
and that's how you finish the Cosmodrome journey. You get to the tower. Here's this. I'll see you when you get out there or whatever.
I'll see you on the ice.
Yeah, I'll see you on the ice. Grab your skates.
But like, I want to. That'd be interesting. I would love to see D1 moon stuff on the D2 moon. That'd be cool. Yeah. I can't fucking wait for Cosmodrome D2. I'm about to. Oh my god! Like there, I could only do it right now in that one little small section where you go do that.
The Thunderlord mission.
Yeah. Like, give me the rest.
Well, now remember, like Cosmodrome is going to be smaller for season 12, and I think they said they're going to flesh it out in season 13. So you got to see.
They do.
Yeah, it's like season 13. It probably will be everything but Plaguelands, I would guess.
Dude, they're going to put Dustlight where the spinfoil used to be. Remember? they're not going to be a spinfoil. So
there better not be a 14th currency. God.
Yeah, I'm like
50th.
Man, I think they should just get rid of all the currencies.
Oh man.
Except like the basic materials on each place, and a couple of the things that you have to farm in various hard shit, like maybe enhancement cores or the upgrade modules. Just pick one, maybe, or the shards. But like, I want to be able to take these things and actually make different shit with them, because right now they're only used for like what?
Just random infusion numbers, right? Basically.
Yeah.
There's not much.
Like, wouldn't it be cool if there was maybe like one or two sets or various ornaments even that you need this much shit to make?
Right. No, I get where you're going. I get where you're going.
But that's a quality of life thing that leads into the whole making it more MMO like.
Right.
So that would not be something that they have the resources for at the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Crafting would be like year 5. True crafting, yeah.
No, that would be dope for E. I mean, your guy that has like a zillion mats all day, 6,000.
Yeah, I'm not running out. I got like thousands of each one. But still, I'm tired of having them. But also, that's a question like I even saw Glad tweet it, and I think half of us thought of it who read this thing. It's like, so we're losing 4 destinations plus Leviathan. It's like, what's happening to all the currencies from those destinations? Do I need to go turn them into Spider for shards just so I take those with me? Are they going to be needed later? What's the deal?
Depreciate stuff or some type of trade into some vendor to give you. They usually always do that at like most expansions.
But it's just
like, thought about it.
Yeah, it's like that's just one of those things. Again, at some point, I feel like we have to resolve the Dreaming City loop from hell. Yeah. When that happens,
what if that happens only in the Witch Queen?
I have to assume it does, and I pray it does, because if it doesn't, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
What if they make it from like, to resolve it, you have to go into the curse, and the curse is used as an antenna to like you have to get to the Dreadnought, so you go through like an ascendant portal to get onto the Dreadnought from the Dreaming City, and then you've got I'm just thinking some weird storyline based stuff.
Yeah, no, like the Witch Queen, Dreadnought, and Dreaming City have to be tied together. Otherwise, I feel really sorry for the Awoken at that point.
No,
because they're just over there going like, "Well, this sucks." Just woo-doo.
Oh yeah, they just suffering.
Petra's over there like, "Man, what years? God damn it, it's the same thing."
Yeah,
week 3.
Like Groundhog Day all over again.
It's funny. I was just saying
you made a murder battery. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
That's actually I think that's actually what they call it. A murder battery.
Really?
Yeah, that's her term for it.
I mean,
she had to be clever. She has to be more clever than her worm, and her worm is pretty clever at this point. And she has to constantly up the ante. So what she was like, I need more tribute to feed this fucking thing, the worm. And so she's like, how do I make more tribute? That the constant state of death and curse and stuff that'll do it. And so that's what that whole Dreaming City situation is, just what she calls a murder battery to help feed her worm.
I'd always heard that at some point, and then I can't remember if that was like Savathun. Like basically everything from Savathun, I feel like you can take with a grain of salt as well, because she is kind of a trickster to a point. I've heard that at least.
I'm curious to see if Savathun is on par with the Pyramid Ship people, because I don't think the Pyramid Ship people are the Darkness.
Well, I don't even know if we're going to see them.
No, I don't think we're going to see them for a while. But
yeah, Lightfall more type.
I'm curious to see if like they might be allied. Right. They might not be.
Right.
Because it didn't seem like they're allied at the moment. You know?
Yeah, I would love to be like, I would love to talk to a all I can say is there's a lot of dangling threads of stories right now hanging out there unfinished. Before this whole thing wraps up, however long it takes, I want like a few of these major things. I want to see the end of them before the game just like runs out of like money or gas or just like development commitment. Like at some point, if it doesn't get there, please let the writers like release a book. That I will sit there and read. Just one way or another. There's too many stories that I will like, because I don't know if they can get through all the ones they've set up, or if they do, going to be insane. But I hope so. We'll see.
I talked to some of the writers. I never talked to them about future shit because like I don't want to.
Yeah,
but I'll have to ask them. I'm like, hey, have y'all considered maybe finding a novelist at some point that could actually do this into a book, follow a character or two?
Yeah.
Oh, they could probably sell easily.
Well, see, but the thing is, their biggest issue is they would have to keep it more like a textbook than an actual book. Like Halo had all that stuff, but they followed individual characters. Now that worked because you had the Master Chief. You weren't playing as your Guardian. You were always playing as an already established character. Halo, Arbiter, or not Halo, Master Chief, Arbiter, etc. You know, so they could make books like that, and the books then followed both those characters and the villains, and everything worked great because there was narrative. There was no MMO, your unique shit feel, right?
Right.
How would you make a Destiny book? It would have to be like a textbook.
Yeah, you would. Well, or you, as you said, do it by characters. Like, hey, like Cade.
Yeah, that could work. That could
like
work.
You could do a history of Cade. Like, dude,
like
I would
World of
love to
Warcraft
know.
has books like that too.
Like Ikora, I would love, and Zavala, like what he went through to get where he is. I would read that journey.
Like, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Now he's kind of he's a wimp or he's going to be a bad guy. We don't know which or both. But
right now he's stuck in grieving.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like. Again, like I'll be curious if that new origin story is like, is that going to tease what we're getting? We'll see. But I
would love to read that as well.
Yeah,
I hadn't even thought about that. That makes a lot of sense.
Which one?
No, following individual characters, like because I was like maybe, but the more I think about it, like they have a lot of story to them. I bet they could hire at least one or a team of novelists to tackle characters like that.
Yeah, flesh them out.
Yeah, or even like they kind of did with Oryx with the Books of Sorrow, but that's just such a base thing. That's nowhere near a novel. You know, like I would want to see the villains.
Yeah, that'd be cool. What is it? What is son of a god, and it'd be like Crota or something like that would be kind of cool. So
send him through the Vex portal.
Yeah,
come back a winner. Don't come back at all. Dad of the year right there.
Yeah. Got great siblings though, so I mean he's doing okay.
Yeah.
Well, man, it has been we did it. We hit 3 hours, so holy crap. Yeah, no, we haven't done this for a while, but it has been an absolute blast. But I feel like we gotta let you obviously work for Myelin, and that is, by the way, who we are gonna go raid, making sure he's still online. So don't go anywhere. I'm gonna send you guys over to Myelin Games. By the time we are done, since we got to do this in proper fashion, we're gonna go raid the man we've been talking about for a while anyway.
So what, is he playing Halo right now? He's supposed to be playing Titanfall.
He's playing Halo. Yeah.
Oh my god. All right.
But before we go, we got to let you wrap it up. Just let them know where they can find you, what you got going on, anything you're working on, any art projects, any style changes, whatever you got coming up. Let them know where they can find all of your fun stuff, sir.
Right below me should be links to Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm also on Instagram as Gammatrap, and I have a website called gammatrap.com. And those are just the stuff. I've got a lot of prints. Almost everything that I've made is on print at Imprint, and all of my stuff I've made with Myelin is on metal displate prints at our displate store, both of which you can find links to on my website. Project wise, we're just making stuff, constantly working on our YouTube lore stuff. Right now I'm making the Daughter of Callus. I'm gonna be finishing her up tomorrow night, probably.
Yeah. Fire.
Nice.
Tusks. Big ol', Cabal.
Oh, nice. There you go. You got the sound effects to go with it.
Yeah. So that's a blast. I hate drawing Cabal, but I don't mind drawing this one. Freaking Tusk and looking all like that alpha dragon from How to Train Your Dragon.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
So cool. That is dope, man.
Well, I will be looking for that one for sure. Man, it has been an absolute pleasure
It's been a blast and a half. This is one of my favorites I've ever been on.
Seriously, like we could probably keep going, and I can't believe the food tangent.
We have to stop ourselves.
Yeah, it's like we have to be like, okay, this is too long. We are sorry. Sorry everybody about the food tangents, but apparently I'm a little crazier than you thought, so that's fine. But that Cognito, you're up, sir.
Yeah, man. First of all, salute to Lord Gamma for coming through. You know what I'm saying? That dropping knowledge, absolute blast. Again, if you guys are not onto him, please get onto him because again, tremendous artwork, versatile art style, so cool. And then, shout out to, like I said, Zavala the Betrayer. That had me hype. Seeing the work with you and Myelin, that's dope. I'm loving that whole angle. Has me super pumped now for beyond like even more learning this information and seeing the visuals with that. So salute to you, sir. That was fantastic. You already know me on Twitter, Lord Cognito, and Iron Law Podcast every Sunday is the lowest day. So check us out 1 p.m. Eastern. We will have Neo Game Spark in the realm. We're gonna talk some gaming, his video game history, as well as some of the latest stuff that's going on. Check out there's a new game right now. I got a game for you. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Black Myth.
Oh, hell yes, I've seen that video.
Bro.
Oh, with the Liu Kang thing?
Yeah, Wukong. Yeah, Wukong. Yeah, Wukong.
There we go. The monkey dude, right?
Yep. Yeah, it was like Dark Souls Monkey Man.
That looked good.
Is fire.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about
He's like flying around his little cicada. And then goes crazy. Literally goes ape, sorry.
Yeah.
Bad pun.
Fire, man. So we're gonna talk about that. We'll talk about the sensation that is Fall Guys, a couple other things going on in the gaming industry. Check us out. And of course, please again support. Thank you guys supporting on lordsgaming.net. Really means a lot. Website is growing. We finally that's a new website, 250,000 views. It's just been the sky's been the limit. Salute to the riders. Thank you guys for sharing all that stuff. And you already know as far as Iron Law Podcast, and of course the last word, that best damn Destiny podcast most people don't know about, but we got to flex a little bit. He hates when I do it, but I got to do it, Dave. I love this show. But salute to E, man. This is fun. And again, Gamma, thanks a lot, bro. This is a lot. Next year, hopefully, when things get back to normal.
We're going to get a GCX beverage. Cheers there.
And then we're going to put condiments at the table, and we're going to watch E's face as he tries each one.
No, I'm going to put ketchup in my shot glass right in front of you.
And then I'll have big glass. I have a big A1.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be over here with tequila shot, being like, y'all are crazy.
No, that's my drink of choice for sure.
Tequila.
Tequila.
Oh, yeah. If I'm gonna if I'm gonna do a shot, it's probably tequila. And so if I'm gonna do a lot, salt and lime. Margaritas are amazing. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We down here, pickle juice. You're gonna make me throw up. Miss Gingerish. I think Miss Gingerish will be coming back. She's having too much fun. So
the pickle juice. She's going in. She's going in. I'll say this. I'll watch you force a steak with A1. I just want to see his face of disgust when we put A1 on something. I just love it.
If you get a cheap steak, but yeah, you've ruined a good steak. I'm just gonna be pissed.
I won't personally have much time to get any good food. So I'll eat anything, man. At GCX, if I'm not sleeping, if I'm not at my booth, if I'm not drinking, I'm eating shit food.
Salute, man. I didn't know you at the time, but I actually have you recorded when I did my walkthrough. Remember when I did my walkthrough E?
Yeah.
And I went up to Myelin, and you were right there. I was like, Gammatrap. I saw the name. I was like, oh, Gammatrap, I know the name. And then you were like, it was a moment. We had a moment you didn't know about. I'll share the video. It's hilarious.
It's like I'm pretty sure I've got one of your pieces of art sitting in this closet over here. I haven't hung any of that stuff from last year because I don't know where to put it all yet.
I watched. Who's one of your the Scottish girl? Who's that?
Zoe?
What's her name?
No, Addie.
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 Is that her?
Yeah. Robotic Addie.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's it. She had. I was watching your last one. She had my Gambit snake right behind her.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
Fire. That's what's up. E, how can people find you?
If I record a video of you jugging pickle juice, what would I do? It's a
pickle juice for the win.
Gross. Yeah, you have fun.
That has to be that's a charity goal.
Sure. Yes.
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh, that is a.
It's not gonna kill you.
That is a deep charity goal. That is a reach. That is a reach goal right there.
Community E.
Yeah. And you want to see? I better have a trash can nearby. That, or I'm gonna have a chaser of tequila. That might be the way to do it.
Oh, dude, pickle juice and tequila doesn't sound too bad.
You guys are all crazy.
I love the disgust in his face. That's what I pay money for that.
All right. Well, we wrap this thing up trying to synchronize our words here. So we're gonna see if we can do this. You guys, it has been amazing. Gamma, thank you, man. If we can ever see each other in person, I'm just gonna at least meet you in the area, but GCX will happen hopefully at some point either way. But for everybody in chat, you guys have been awesome. Thank you very much. Chat's been just on fire tonight, giving me crap if nothing else. But yeah, episode 117, August 21st. For us tonight, it has been
The
last word.